afternoon and welcome, everybody. This would be the Jeff Cameron Show on 97.9 ESPN Radio. I'm Jeff, that's Tom. We're online, ESPNTallahassee.com. That's where you go to listen live via the streaming free. Always don't miss anything. If you do, we'll post it all 3 hours, both on iTunes and in our own audio vault. Upon the conclusion of the program, you can email the show if you like. It's jcs at 979ESPNradio.com. You all right over there?
Sometimes I forget the cameras are on, buddy.
It's kind of fun and games we have around here, huh? You're over there flicking off Matthew on camera? That's terrible.
No, he didn't get the. It wasn't in the shot. We're all
good. On Twitter, it's at Jay Cameron Show, WTSM app for our mobile devices. And, so we're also on YouTube. So today's show is kind of weird. I want to be completely transparent. We are live right now. This is live. But not all of today's show is live. Some of today's show was recorded about an hour ago. And also, we will mix in some best of. Because, not unlike you, we too are in preparation for this storm, for this awful hurricane that everybody is dealing with now in the state. And certainly if you're listening in South Florida or other parts of the state that are going to be more greatly affected and more immediately affected, thanks for listening. Hopefully we can provide some entertainment for you. But at the same time, please be safe. Do whatever you have to do and take care of one another. Don't want to get preachy. You guys already know that. I understand. But, yeah, all of our minds are not on what they ordinarily are on a Friday. And it's weird, too, in Tallahassee because it's a perfect day, and it's supposed to be even prettier tomorrow. But, of course, you know, that doesn't reveal the truth of what's coming. So the situation we find ourselves in is trying to kind of make arrangements just like you guys are with our friends and family in South Florida and my family in Tampa, St. Pete, and Bradenton and surrounding areas. And Tom's doing the same with his family. And I've got brothers and sisters. And so, you know, we're kind of doing the same thing. I've got a wife and a couple kids here. So we're making arrangements just like you. For those of you that don't know, I don't know how this could be, but obviously, Florida State's football game has been canceled. No makeup date scheduled at this juncture. I've read some reports that they were looking into maybe trying to find a place on the schedule where they could play the game. My guess is that's never going to happen. So that game will be wiped out. And then the other thing is it certainly seems logical. And, again, because some of today's show is taped, some of it will be best of, they may make announcements while we're on the air that would make some of what I'm talking about here a moot point. But it would seem to me that we're probably not playing against Miami next week. I know I just heard Lee Gordon on the local sports center talk about Florida State will next play next week against Miami, scheduled at 8 o'clock. Got to believe that's probably not going to happen. Just because Florida State and Miami share a bye week on October the 7th. So they get an opportunity to play the game there. And then secondarily, and most importantly, certainly, the devastation caused by what we think is going to happen in Miami with Irma is such that would be no way to prepare for a football game. You've got kids and their families dealing with the aftermath of a hurricane. I would just think that pretty soon we'll get that announcement.
Both on this roster and that roster. Now, the difference is obviously that roster lives where the hurricane's going to pass through at a much, much more intense pace. And with more intense winds. But even before, honestly, you know, the cone of uncertainty, as I like to call it, shifted a little bit more westbound last night into this morning. You know, I was thinking Miami's getting hit either way. I think, you know, we can safely assume that Miami is going to be affected. The greater Miami area and South Florida is going to be affected in a major way. And how are you supposed to be able to practice on Monday? You know, if you haven't practiced since this past Tuesday, if you're the Miami Hurricanes football program, it just doesn't seem feasible any way, shape, or form, independent of where this storm goes up the west coast of the state into the Gulf or goes up the middle or back into the Atlantic. It doesn't matter. Miami is going to be affected here. And so if there is an easy out with a bye, one would think the sooner that they could announce something to that end, it would be the better for all parties involved.
I would invite you, because we all need a reason to smile, to go look at what I just retweeted. Somebody named Ken Webster Jr. tweeted something, and I retweeted it. It's going to make you smile. I mean, you can look at it right now. You should look at it. It's going to make you laugh. It's awesome. Go ahead. Take a look at it, Tom. It's freaking awesome. It's a bunch of roosters evacuating Key West in paper burritos so that they won't fight one another. Because if you put two roosters next to each other, they try to kill each other. And so that's the photo of these roosters in the back of this guy's car. And it's the greatest thing I've seen in a year.
Damn it! I'm gonna get you.
If I get this paper loose,
I can just get
I'll
this.
beat your ass, Tony. I've been waiting to beat that ass for years.
That's right, Reginald. You bring it.
Yeah, come on. That's what I do. I kick ass. I rule the roost. You hear me? Look at those roosters. I don't do this because Mike Greenberg does it all the time, and it makes me mad. But if you don't know, go look at Jay Cameron Show and look at what I just retweeted with the roosters. That is fantastic. I want that. I'm going to make that like, we're going to put a poster up in here of those roosters.
Ever since you took Hen Jamie Lynn away from me, I swear.
I was going to kill you. I didn't know why they were picking me up today and put me in the back of this car.
Hey,
Put
me down.
Damn it, no.
Son of a bitch.
Roosters are so angry. That's the other part that makes me laugh is they're just so angry. Damn it.
And then there's the one rooster who's pretty chill. He's like, this sucks, guys.
This is not good.
Can we please just all calm down? This is humiliating.
Kind of against our nature here. I got to sit here with newspaper and tape around me like an ass.
Anybody got some weed?
What am I supposed to do here? I'm staring. Look how he's got the one just facing the bottom seat. Like, that guy can't even move.
Yeah,
he's got him facing opposite way, just like, what am I doing? What are we doing here? I'm staring at a freaking leather seat. How many hours I'm going to be like this? This is not cool.
Least you could do is put me in the middle.
Yeah.
So that way I can you can put on something on the headrest television, please.
One of the roosters, I'm sure, on the far left side is like, I can almost get my hand. I'm gonna bitch Johnny over there as soon as I get this hand loose. They're gonna be waking up to one dead rooster.
Meanwhile, Farmer Fran's like, I popped down back there. Y'all hush now.
I just think it's awesome that he's loaded up the back of his vehicle with roosters. Okay, so anyhow, that said, sorry. I just thought we could all laugh.
That was funny.
It's awesome. It's like the best thing you're going to see all day. Not even close. It's fantastic.
You want to send back photos with thought bubbles and word bubbles, please do.
Do it. We'll post it. Yeah, we'll have fun with it. Put it on our Facebook page. So today's a weird day. Some fresh content, some not so fresh content. Some all-time great moments from the Jeff Cameron Show. We'll have. We are going to have the time that Bobo stole a scooter. We'll do the Zamfir.
All right.
Because who doesn't want to do the Zamfir?
Well, who's Zamfir, Jeff? I've never heard of him.
We'll also have the snake at the Lowe's attacking people in the face, which is a good one as well.
You know the one thing that sticks out about the Zamfir segment? Those microphones and processors. Good gracious. We would have done better with a recorder, like just an old school tape deck, and just done the show and put it in a tape player.
It's unbelievable, right?
Oh my God!
Yeah. So that said,
sounds like the War of the Worlds.
We'll have some best of, and then from there you'll have some live content and some recorded content from earlier this afternoon. As we continue to make preparations just like you guys are. But we will have Lee Sterling join us, Paramount Sports. How about Lee Sterling got on a plane with his family and his dogs and flew out of Miami where he lives and made it up to North Carolina and is working on No Sleep, joins us in the 4 o'clock hour to make his picks.
Think about that. So you have to do the travel thing when everybody's traveling, which is already stressful enough.
Ooh.
You get little to no sleep, and then you're on the phone all day long. I mean, you know.
You got to love what you do.
You got to love what you do a lot. That's like when we talked about Anquan Bolden deciding to go to Buffalo and give it a go in the preseason.
Yeah, I was joking about that. I said, man, you really got to love some football. Take it up to Buffalo, where you've got no shot of making the playoffs, and you're going to be playing some games in Buffalo in the dead of winter.
And you got to love this pick between Wake and BC. You know, you got to really be invested to talk about that game.
But I like the Wake BC game. It's one of the more interesting games of the weekend.
It's a 1 o'clock kick, too.
I'm watching Wake and BC.
Yeah.
Bet your ass on that one. I'm watching a little Wake and BC, buddy.
Come on, Adazio.
I mean, he's got to have this one. I don't think he's going to get it. That Wake team's sneaky decent. They're a little
sneaky decent?
They're sneaky decent.
I forgot about that phrase from last year.
They're sneaky decent. I think they are. Yes, Jason, you should be driving down the road laughing at me and Tom talking about rooster fighting. Well done. Thank you. I'm glad we made
Rooster fighting, you know?
Oh, yeah. Cockfighting, for sure. That's what I'm talking about.
No, rooster fighting.
We don't do that, though. It's illegal. And I wouldn't do that. What I'm saying is those roosters are in the back of that car wanting to fight. And it's got to really be terrible to be leaning up against another rooster.
You know, it just occurred to me, and this has nothing to do with the roosters, but if you took the avatar from the logo of the show, you took the glasses off that guy, you shrunk the head down a little bit, made it a little bit wider, that would be the caricature of Adazio.
Which one? My guy? Me?
Yeah.
Me?
Yeah. If your guy took off the glasses,
yeah.
and you make the head a little bit shorter,
make it
a little bit wider.
But he also grows the side of his hair around the back of his head.
A little squiggle.
Yeah,
One squiggle, two squiggles.
He does.
And you've
Charlie
got Adazio.
Brown. Yeah,
you should create the Adazio version. We'll make some fleeces.
Right next to me?
It's the Adazio fleece.
We should do one of my caricature and his caricature, and we're doing an interview together, as drawn by you.
Oh, done. Yeah, well, I had the Mr. Garrison lookalike from back in the day. Well, okay, Cameron.
That's perfect. All right. So we hope you enjoy the show. My mom's picks will happen in the 5 o'clock hour.
Right.
She's the reigning champion. Lee Sterling in the 4 o'clock hour. Some normal content will be back with you here. For example, next segment is us on the air. But from here on out, it gets a little weird. Kind of a mix and match of best of / live / recorded like an hour ago. Yeah, all that good stuff. Be safe, everybody.
When you're in need of auto repairs, look no further than Neese Tire and Auto Service. Neese has been in business for 16 years with long-term, knowledgeable sales associates. They have the latest wheel balancing machine in the industry. And for passenger vehicles, they service AC, brakes, suspension, tune-ups, and much more. Never sit through a long wait. Neese Tire and Auto has 10 service bays to get you back on the road quickly. If you have tire problems, check out their large inventory with various Goodyear and Michelin tires. Neese Tire and Auto Service, 4792 Bluntstown Highway, 574-4100.
You put your mower through a lot. All that back and forth can add up to thousands of miles. That's like mowing cross country. Gravely commercial mowers are built for all-day performance, helping you get the job done mile after mile. Gravely, built to mow the distance.
Get your Gravely motor only at TNT Supercenter, your one-stop shop for work or play. 14585 Highway 19 South, Thomasville, Georgia. TNTSupercenter.com.
I'm talking tough, like a state of mind. Tough, like a soldier on the front line. Tough when it gets rough, like my Ford truck, always enough. I'm talking tough.
Franklin Spring Creek Ford, the place to find your next truck in southern Georgia.
I'm talking tough.
Hey y'all, we're Chris and Preston from Low Cash. Head to Franklin Spring Creek Ford and see them about all of your vehicle needs.
Can make your automobile healthy again. Don't put off your auto repairs. Stop it at 1023 North Monroe Street or call them at 222-2532.
Power Service is made just for diesels. Does your diesel run like it did when you first got it? You'd be surprised at the power you've lost over the miles. Diesel Clean plus cetane boost from Power Service restores lost power and fuel economy, cleans injectors, and smooths rough-running engines. And now buy 2 80-ounce bottles of Diesel Clean and get $10 back. That's right, $10. Learn more at PowerServiceRebate.com. PowerServiceRebate.com.
Power Service. Made just for diesels.
Offer good at participating retailers only.
As a small business owner, you're always on the go. So how can you make sure you never miss a customer's call? Grasshopper. With Grasshopper, you get all the features of a business phone system. That's right. Grasshopper turns your cell phone into a business phone system that's affordable and incredibly easy to use. Get a toll-free or vanity phone number that's memorable and professional. Customers are forwarded to your phone and connected to you or your team wherever you are. And with our app, your outgoing calls and texts show up as your professional phone number. We'll transcribe your voicemails and send them to your email so you can determine their importance at a glance. So whether you're always on the go or working from home and need to keep business calls separate, or you simply want a professional tone, Grasshopper makes it happen. Set up your account in just minutes. There are no long-term contracts and support is 24/7. Get your calls, stay connected, thrive. Now get $20 off your plan when you visit grasshopper.com/radio. Grasshopper.com/radio.
Beef O'Brady's Burgers Across America with Des Moines Triple Bacon, Green Bay's 5-Cheeser, or the Memphis Love Me Tender. All made with premium blend Angus. Pick any two for just $17. Beefs, but your Angus, it's good.
There's a ship available. The USS Orville. I'm ready. You can count on me.
Fox Sunday. From Seth MacFarlane comes a brand new name in space adventure.
The Orville. The Orville.
The Orville. That's hot. It's the series being called hilarious, amazing, and sci-fi fun.
Boom! That's what I'm talking about. Boom!
The Orville from Seth MacFarlane. Series premiere Sunday after football on Fox.
Cool.
When it comes to live gaming excitement, Creek Entertainment Gretna is your hometown headquarters. With live poker and simulcast race betting, you've got more winning opportunities right here close to home. Plus, we now offer 3-card poker and Pai Gow in our card room. Satisfy big appetites at Stables, featuring hot and cold sandwiches, salads, and weekend specials. There's always something exciting going on at Creek Entertainment Gretna. I-10, exit 174, Gretna, Florida.
You're locked in with the Jeff Cameron Show on 97.9 ESPN Radio.
All right, so that's kind of how we laid it out for today. Weird day. Like, for example, we'll finish this segment, and then I'm going to take you into a best of segment where we talked about Bobo Wilson stealing a scooter. I bet a lot of people had forgotten Bobo stole a scooter.
Yeah, going through the best of, I said, oh, yeah, that was good for context earlier in the week with the Buccaneers shenanigans and Hard Knocks.
Yeah, that was yeah, so there's less sympathy even more than I had.
Right,
yeah, you're like, yeah, that's right, you're a thief too. So
at least once upon a time.
Not a great player, bit of an ass, and also a thief at one point. There you go. So, yeah, that's coming up. We got that with Bobo. Bill Belichick said about last night's romp for Kansas City, record-setting romp. I've said it 1,000 times. We've got a lot of work to do. I'm not interested in living in the past. I'm asked 1,000 questions about some other year, some different team than this team. I'm really only concerned with the 2017 team. I'm not trying to live in the past like everybody else does around here. Woo. Get it out there, Bill. Following the game, he was frustrated. We need to do a better job at just about everything. That's everybody. The players, the coaches, all of us. It's not one guy. It's not one play, that's for sure. It's not one thing. Obviously, there's an awful lot for us to work on. That's actually refreshing for him. That's about as straightforward as you're going to get and talkative as you're going to get from him.
Yeah, even though he's mumbling as he says it, there's really nothing else to say, though. You look at the freaking box score.
See, I appreciate that, by the way, Tom. That's fine. He doesn't need to say anything else. A lot of people get mad at him, but I bet you that is 100% honest because he is built that way. Saban, who's his protege, has taken that demeanor from him. And I think that's the way the guys that have achieved as much as he has, as Saban has, they don't live in the past, and they don't care about the ring. Like last night, that ceremony probably irked him. The last thing on earth he cared about was reveling last year in last year's championship run.
Can I say something? Honestly, if everybody's getting offended about the national anthem stuff, why the hell are the Patriots putting all of their championship banners right next to the American flag during the national anthem? Can you please put those away? Did you see that? I mean,
I'm not one of those people who gets upset about any of this anyhow.
But
yeah.
Are you kidding me? Like, really, if we're going to play that game, if you want to play that game,
I'm
just
not
for a
playing
moment,
that game.
They put all the banners out and extended them across the field.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah,
Put the banners away.
I just don't care about any of it. But I'll just say this: sit if you want to sit, stand if you want to stand, do whatever you're going to do. It just doesn't, whatever. And the banners, all that stuff. I'm just saying, I guarantee you, Bill Belichick hated that.
But that was an NFL decision. You see
Sure.
what I'm saying?
Yeah,
No
doubt.
Well, dumbasses.
But we could go on for 45 minutes about the NFL and draping themselves in the American flag.
Unless the Patriots banners are across the field.
You know the deal there. But I will again. I think that probably somewhere a week or two after they won that Super Bowl, he literally turned a page and said, okay, well, we're done talking about that. That's a great accomplishment. We soaked it in, celebrated that night and a few days afterwards, and I've gone to several speaking engagements and done whatever I had to do. But now I want to win this year's championship. And in order to do that, we're going to have to get better at this, and this, and we got to work on this. And, we lost some guys from that team. And I just think that's the way they're built. I'm sure of it.
The one thing I found interesting just from an X's and O's and situational standpoint is, everybody is touting Gillislee as the new Blunt, and they're not going to miss a beat. But this is probably something to do with game one of the season versus a playoff game. But Gillislee and that offensive line was stopped on 2 4th-and-1 situations last night.
Yeah.
One in the first quarter when New England could have gone up a couple scores early and maybe taken.
Well, Barry made the one play that he.
Correct.
Man, you want to talk about scraping and then taking on a block and sliding down and diagnosing a play?
The second time Houston gets involved in the play and he cleans it up and pushes Gillislee back. But I'm sure they'll call a sneak for Brady when it's winning time, when they have to have it. But that's something to keep an eye on. Perhaps he's getting to a point in age where they don't even want to risk a quarterback sneak in that situation.
And
it's been
what's
automatic
crazy about
for New England for years.
It has, and it's always been really effective in that he runs it well. I mean, honestly,
he's got great instincts.
He's got a real good feel for the line and where the holes are on that sneak, and he does a good job. And as far as I know, he's never been hurt with that.
I can appreciate not doing it in week one for that reason. You don't want to lose a guy in the season for a 4th-and-1 conversion when you're likely going to win the division, seeing as you won it all the years but one since Bill Belichick's been there. And so I get it. But at the same time, it's just they're always automatic in those circumstances, and perhaps LeGarrette Blount missing might hurt them in a goal line circumstance where they're 3rd and goal in the 1 and they need a touchdown,
I was really impressed that I might note that he added, did Belichick, Andy Reid and his staff do a great job of adjusting. They find a weakness and they attack it. We've got to get better. Good on you, Bill.
They do. Andy Reid can diagram a game plan and get you ready for a game if he's got ample time to do so.
Yeah. No, and that's probably the best press conference you're ever going to get out of Bill Belichick. That's it. That's the extent of it. That's about as well as you could hope for.
You think he'd have Bobo Wilson on his team if he didn't show up for cut day for the practice squad? Just a question.
No, that was really the most disappointing aspect of Hard Knocks. The Bucs kowtowing to that guy. Marginal ass.
For what?
Exactly.
In case he might be a good punt returner at some point?
We shouldn't do this. I'm getting angry. There's no reason. But organizationally, that's a problem. What are you doing? No.
Right, he's not even your punt returner.
No.
You think maybe someday he could be your punt returner.
Unbelievable. Jeff Cameron Show, 97.9 ESPN Radio.
When you're in need of auto repairs, look no further than Nice Tire and Auto Service. Nice has been in business for 16 years with long-term, knowledgeable sales associates. They have the latest wheel balancing machine in the industry. And for passenger vehicles, they service AC, brakes, suspension, tune-ups, and much more. Never sit through a long wait. Nice Tire and Auto has 10 service bays to get you back on the road quickly. If you have tire problems, check out their large inventory with various Goodyear and Michelin tires. Nice Tire and Auto Service, 4792 Bluntstown Highway, 574-4100.
You can tell a lot about a tractor by its warranty. That's why Mahindra makes the toughest tractors on earth. With steel, not plastic. Backed by the industry's best limited powertrain warranty, period. Not 5 years, not 6 years, but a full 7 years on select models. No wonder the other guys are green with envy.
No money down, 0% interest, and no payments until July. Available at TNT Supercenter.
I'm talking tough, like a state of mind. Tough, like a soldier on the front line. Tough when it gets rough, like my Ford truck. Always enough, I'm talking tough.
Franklin Spring Creek Ford. The place to find your next truck in southern Georgia.
Hey y'all, we're Chris and Preston from Low Cash. Head to Franklin Spring Creek Ford and see them about all of your vehicle needs.
your driver's license will be suspended regardless of whether you refuse a breath test or if you give a breath sample over the legal limit. And you only have 10 days from the date of the arrest to contest the suspension. Did you know in Florida, a DUI conviction will stay on your record for the rest of your life? If you've been arrested for a DUI, don't blow it. Call my office and talk to me today, 222-4005, or visit my website, fredconrad.com. I'll personally handle your case.
Attention all business owners, it's here. 97.9 ESPN Radio has developed the Triple Play, Tallahassee's most effective advertising campaign. The Triple Play combines radio, TV, and the internet, and it's brought to you only by Tallahassee's #1 sports station.
Hi, I'm Nina Davis, account executive here at 97.9 ESPN Radio. Call me at 561-8400 right now to find out more about our Triple Play advertising campaign so we can grow your business. It's football season, so everyone's listening. Call me, Nina Davis, at 561-8400 to partner your business with Tallahassee's Sports Monster.
That's what my unpredictable hair sounded like before Frizz-Ease. Sound familiar? We'll stop the crunchiness and celebrate your curls with Frizz-Ease Air Dry Waves. It gives you defined, touchable waves with soft, feather-light movement. No heat required and no frizz. And that's the sound you'll hear and feel with your defined, touchable waves from Frizz-Ease. Frizz-Ease Air Dry Waves, only from John Frieda.
Beef O'Brady's 2 for $20. The only hard part is choosing. First, pick a starter to share. Then pick 2 entrees like grilled shrimp and a steak bowl. All for $20. Beef O'Brady's, where 2 for $20 gets you plenty.
ESPN Radio Sports Center.
I'm Kevin Winter. Yes, the Chiefs' offense is going to get all the headlines coming out of last night's dominating win over the Patriots in Foxborough, but don't forget the defense that held New England to only 10 points in the second half. A defense led by All-Pro safety Eric Berry, a defense that will have to go the rest of the year without All-Pro safety Eric Berry. Breaking news are following on SportsCenter. The Chiefs' fears are confirmed. Berry's season is done. Ruptured the Achilles tendon in the fourth quarter last night. Cowboys running back Ezekiel Elliott still waiting word from a Texas judge as to whether or not he can play all 16 games this season or if he has to serve his 6-game suspension starting next week. Elliott will play Sunday. He has filed a temporary restraining order against the domestic violence suspension. The judge is expected to rule on it by 6 p.m. Eastern time today. On to the lights tonight. Rafael Nadal and Juan Martín Del Potro. Del Potro has beaten Nadal in 5 of the last 9 meetings.
It's official. Weekends are now reserved for football. So come watch it at B-Dubs with other fans who are all there for the same reason, to watch sports. In a place packed with roaring fans and a vast menu of food. It's built for fans. It's home for football. It's Buffalo Wild Wings. Wings, beer, sports.
Live from the Dale Earnhardt Jr. Buick GMC Cadillac Studios in the capital city of Tallahassee, this is the Jeff Cameron Show on 97.9 ESPN Radio. It's Libations Friday, brought to you by Corner Pocket Bar and Grill. Corner Pocket Bar and Grill on Appalachian Parkway. Tallahassee loves the Corner Pocket.
All right, so we got the bad news, but at the same time, if you didn't know, now you do. We're back, baby. This is what a summer looks like when you're a championship caliber team. Oh, I remember because I was here. I covered it. It wasn't a big deal. It was, oh, who got arrested today? No, you don't wear it like a badge of honor. But it's just the reality of big-time college football and big-time programs playing this game that if you're good, if you're elite, if you're amongst the best of the best, the road gets a little bumpy. Wear a helmet. Got to buck up there, soldier. It's going to happen. You take a chance on a guy with talent. You take lots of chances on guys that can play because they can play. And sometimes it works out. In fact, more often than not only does it work out, they provide their end of the bargain, which is their talent for you, and thus you are able to vanquish more teams. See how that works? But you also save their life. And that, too, is a good thing. Provide guidance and education, substance, stability, all these things. And so for the most part, it is a symbiotic relationship. Oh, we could get into the economics of this, and that's fair, and that's what's going on right now, and that's why there's a court case. I'm not going to do that. I'm just saying that on the whole, this usually works out. But when it doesn't, it makes national news, or at the very least regional headlines. This is one of the tamer arrests. It's a scooter theft. I'm not saying it's not a crime, because it quite clearly is. It's a felony. But it's a scooter theft.
That's not what you do.
I mean, if you're going to read about an arrest, you want to read about a scooter theft as opposed to what you read about yesterday, say, down in Miami. Two entirely different things. So, obviously. This, though, is just asinine. And really, you hope that a young man who makes this kind of decision now has the opportunity to wake up and realize that it's time to put away childish things, sir. You got an opportunity here. You got a chance. And I don't have to play the role of dad or get on the soapbox. Everybody gets that. But that's what you hope he learns. You hope that it hits him. Whoa, I'm about to screw this up. He may have. I doubt it. I think he'll still have an opportunity to play here. But he may have already screwed it up. I don't know. He's suspended as it is now. Who is the he? Jesus F. Wilson. Bobo Wilson.
That's actually his middle initial.
I didn't make that up. It's Jesus F. Wilson, Jr. And I have the probable cause affidavit in front of me. I'm sure a lot of you have seen it by now, but for those that have not, this happened on my birthday, buddy. Did you know that?
I didn't realize the timeline went all the way back to June 11th.
Yeah, June 11th at approximately 10:20 a.m. A guy named Sebastian Bellini parked his red 2014 Bentelli Sprint motor scooter.
That's not what you do.
That's not what you do. I agree. Nice scooter. In front of the I can be the biggest
That's
jerk.
not what you do.
I can be the biggest jerk in the world. I swear I do instantly judge you if I see you roll up on a scooter. I'm like, look at this guy. If you and I were standing next to each other, you could picture me turning to you and be like, mm-hmm.
That's not what you do.
No. Get a bike, my man, or jog, or save a little money and purchase some dilapidated piece of junk that gets you around campus.
Yeah, like a bicycle would probably be cooler, right?
Yes.
You're like, all right, that guy is...
Well, you had to work to do that. You pedaled,
working.
it's a bike.
He pedaled his way.
Yeah. The Love Building, of course, being on Florida State's campus. It was raining. Bellini believes he either left his keys in the ignition or dropped them nearby. I'm going to guess that my man left the keys in the ignition. Nobody's hunting for your keys around your scooter. So they were in the scooter starter there. And then anyhow, he returned at around 1:20 and the scooter was gone. Oh, the devastation. My scooter.
Is the key like a little insert where you crank it and you start twisting?
I don't know. I've never owned a scooter. On June the 17th at around 3:48, TPD stopped an individual riding Bellini's scooter. He was identified as Jesus Wilson. He claimed that he borrowed the scooter from some dude named Drew.
That's not what you do.
This is Drew's, man. Drew's my dog. It's all right. We share a scooter. Wilson claimed Drew was at Florida State and that he was a student from his class. The scooter had been damaged in several areas. So, man, you steal my boy's scooter and you beat it all to hell. Come on, man. Bellini later verified that the damage was all new damage. And if he hadn't, that'd have been done because any pre-existing damage he could now cop to say that Jesus did. He got an estimate of $882 to repair the scooter. I bet he didn't shop for a second estimate. That seems high. I think he just took the first estimate he got and said, yep, that sounds good to me. Virtually the entire cost of the scooter.
Sir, if I could offer you a chance to give me an estimate for repairs that would be of no cost to me.
Yeah.
What would you write down?
Yeah. How much did this thing cost? $1,000. Well, there's $882 worth of damage to this thing. I mean, that's the naked eye. That's the naked eye talking. I really don't. Now, I get it in there, and my guys start looking. They're experts on the scooters. Steve, Steve, what do you think the damage is this here scooter? So, anyhow, there it is. And on June the 25th, it's all unraveling at this point. It's just not making any sense. Bobo's not sleeping at night. He's thinking, they're on to me. They know that Drew is fictitious. Wilson maintained his story, however, on the 25th of June about borrowing that scooter from a guy named Drew. Wilson had no contact information for said Drew, but said he would try to get up with him the next time he saw Drew in class.
That's not what you do.
Oh, Drew, no, I don't have him in the phone, but I'll see him around. Next time I see Drew at class, I'll ask him, hey, Drew.
Who, Montrell? I call him Rontrell. I don't know what you're talking about.
I also know him as Trell. On July 3rd, 2014, I contacted Wilson and set up an appointment, said the officer writing this here report, for him to view a photo lineup. Wilson failed to show up for the appointment and emailed me July the 7th and admitted that, yeah, I took the scooter. And I bet you the police officers at that point went, you don't say. You stole the scooter. You mean it's not Drew's? I thought you were going to get up with Drew, man. Could you not find Drew? Do you think he dropped out? On July the 9th, the officer met with Wilson again. He admitted to taking the scooter when he noticed that the keys, you see, were in the ignition. Ooh. Wilson continued to ride the scooter until he was stopped by the Tallahassee Police Department. Wilson said didn't plan on keeping the scooter. I'm not keeping the scooter, man. I was going to give the scooter back in due time, sirs. But he did not have a timetable as to when it was that he planned on returning the scooter. He might have been, when he got pulled over, he could have been on his way to turning in the scooter to this guy, Drew.
I wasn't sure.
He wasn't sure exactly when, but
return to the Love Building.
It wasn't like I stole it. I was going to return it. They asked him about the damage done to the scooter, and he admitted that he also had caused the damage to the scooter. So given that we have a guy admitting that he stole the scooter and that he damaged it and that Drew never existed, there's really I don't have to do the alleged here, do I? I mean, Jesus Wilson stole this guy's scooter, beat the bejesus out of it, got popped for doing it, and now is going to have to plead this thing down to a misdemeanor if he's lucky, pay restitution, and be on his way and suspended for what? I mean, that's what we're going to venture a guess.
Sounds about right.
I mean, I think that's the summary here.
You just hope that there's nothing else in his record, although I suppose if he's freshly turned 18 or older, he could be all right.
I would not know. I do not know what his background suggests, if he has made any other unfortunate decisions, at least of the illegal variety.
I mean, how many things has Drew been blamed for before?
I like that he went with Drew. I mean, that is... I'm old, so I don't know what I would say. If I stole... First of all, I wouldn't steal somebody's scooter. I wouldn't steal anything. But if I were going to steal something...
wouldn't steal a scooter.
I sure as hell wouldn't steal a scooter. But let's say I stole a scooter and I got caught. What name would I apply to a guy that would drive a scooter? And Drew sounds plausible. It does. Drew sounds like a scooter driving fool, doesn't he? I mean, to me, that or Cooper or
Blair.
Yeah. Mace sounds like a guy who might drive a scooter as well.
Blakely.
Mason sounds like he might drive a scooter. Blakely? Do you know somebody named Blakely? Oh, poor bastard.
Probably driving a scooter right now. I haven't seen him in years.
Trying to think anybody else that would. So we're trying to think of
Marvin.
Rich white guys. Is that what we're saying here? Conrad. I'll catch up with you guys. I gotta drop off Conrad's scooter.
Thank you for my birthday present, Connie.
Beckman. Beck, can I use your scooter? What do you say, pal? Me and the lads. It's the Jeff Cameron Show, 97.9 ESPN Radio.
When you're in need of auto repairs, look no further than Nice Tire and Auto Service. Nice has been in business for 16 years with long-term, knowledgeable sales associates. They have the latest wheel balancing machine in the industry. And for passenger vehicles, they service AC, brakes, suspension, tune-ups, and much more. Never sit through a long wait. Nice Tire and Auto has 10 service bays to get you back on the road quickly. If you have tire problems, check out their large inventory with various Goodyear and Michelin tires. Nice Tire and Auto Service, 4792 Bluntstown Highway, 574-4100.
You put your mower through a lot. All that back and forth can add up to thousands of miles. That's like mowing cross country. Gravely commercial mowers are built for all-day performance, helping you get the job done mile after mile. Gravely, built to mow the distance.
Get your Gravely motor only at TNT Supercenter, your one-stop shop for work or play. 14585 Highway 19 South, Thomasville, Georgia. TNTSupercenter.com.
I'm talking tough, like a state of mind. Tough, like a soldier on the front line. Tough when it gets rough, like my Ford truck, always enough. I'm talking tough.
Franklin Spring Creek Ford, the place to find your next truck in southern Georgia.
I'm talking tough.
Hey y'all, we're Chris and Preston from Low Cash. Head to Franklin Spring Creek Ford and see them about all of your vehicle needs.
Tallahassee Game Day is brought to you by Whole Foods Market, a leader in natural and organic food that brings the highest quality of local and global products to Tallahassee. Whole Foods Market, located at 1817 Thomasville Road, and presented by MMT Clinics of Florida. Visit MMTCFL.com.
To the pylon! That's a Seminoles touchdown!
Seminole Headlines, presented by Capital City Bank. You're damn right. Catch Jeff Corey and Ira each Tuesday night from 5 to 7 p.m. right here on 97.9 ESPN Radio. Noel fans, ESPN Tallahassee's official home for FSU watch parties in 2017 is Miller's Ale House on Appalachia Parkway.
Francois to throw for the end zone. It is caught! Touchdown! Seminoles are going for the win.
The ESPN Tallahassee team will be on hand for every Seminole away football game with giveaways, a chance to win some great prizes, and to have a good time.
To the pylon! He's into the end zone for an FSU touchdown.
So, when the Noles hit the road, join us at Miller's Ale House on the Parkway, the official FSU watch party headquarters of your home of the best in Seminole sports talk. 97.9 ESPN Radio, Tallahassee Sports Authority.
Brent, this month's topic is classic song lyrics. You ready?
Ready as I'll ever be.
Here's a lyric. American history, practical math. You study them hard and hoping to pass.
It's from School Days by the great Chuck Berry. He wrote and recorded so many great hits.
You mean like TNT Supercenter sells and services so many top golf cart brands with an enormous selection all under one roof?
TNT Supercenter customers can compare the top golf cart brands side by side. Club Car, Yamaha, Star EV, and the ultimate hunting vehicle to beat. TNT Supercenter has the largest selection of carts in the area. Pre-owned cars starting at just $19.99. New carts with a 4-year warranty starting at just $49.99. And at TNT, our service center and service technicians are trained, certified, and authorized for every brand we sell.
And there's plenty of parts and accessories too, right?
Our parts inventory is huge, and we'll dress up your existing car with a full line of Mad Jack's premium accessory products like seat kits, light kits, lift kits, and now for a limited time, save 20% on all Mad Jack's parts and accessories.
TNT Supercenter, US 19 South, next to Dairy Queen in Thomasville, and online at TNTSupercenter.com.
This is the Jeff Cameron Show. Jeff Cameron Show on 97.9 ESPN Radio.
So 97.9 ESPN Radio. So we can't not find that team. Last week there were 4 or 5 options, and we absolutely blew it. Have you bothered to check? I know we're all distracted, Tom. Have you found a particularly large number that says, please, this has got to be it? I know Wisconsin and Florida Atlantic could be one. And almost in the spirit of our situation, we would maybe need to designate Florida Atlantic.
I can't believe they're still playing with everybody else canceling road games.
You mentioned once before about picking up checks and so forth.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they are still playing at this juncture. I'm looking at. I'm trying to find that. By the way, is a big number. 33.5. Michigan's favored over Cincinnati by 34.5. Another big number. Kansas State is favored over UNC Charlotte by 35. I'm kind of tempted to maybe look at that one. UNC Charlotte. 36. Colorado over Texas State.
Just because the UNC Charlotte one is so goofy, they're on the ESPN.com scores page. It just says Charlotte, Kansas State versus Charlotte. That's just goofy.
I have to tell you, I think we have no options here because it is so rare that this number is anywhere near this. So if you would cue it up, I think I do have our hell to the no.
Hell no, to the no, no, no. Hell to the no, hell to the no, to the no, no, no. Hell no.
Yeah, they're going to play football. Hurricane or no hurricane, there will be football played throughout this great country. So it's not as if we could ignore the hell to the nah team of the week. Oh, nay. Maybe we need the hell to the nah team of the week more than we've ever needed the hell to the nah team of the week. And that hell to the nah team of the week is indeed Fresno State.
Oh, hell to the no, no, to the no, 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 no.
Yeah, well, it has to be. It's a 44-point spread, folks. I had to do this. Fresno State is, of course, taking on Alabama. And they are not going to beat Alabama. There's no chance that I'm calling the Fresno State bookstore on Monday and saying, yeah, send me, please, as much Fresno State gear as you got. What a win for your program.
Hell no.
No. Fresno State, 44-point underdogs to Alabama. Consecutive weeks for Alabama to be able to knock off a team with FSU on the hat. Damn it! That hurts me to say. Bothers me. Come on, Fresno State. No. I'd like to find an alternative, one that actually has a legitimate shot. I mean, none of them really have too much of a shot. We understand that's the purpose of the segment and the fun involved in it. But I can't – there's no number even close to 44 this week, Tom. This is it.
Well, okay, as the season goes along, do we have to pick the numbers that are in the upper 30s or lower 40s, or could there be a threshold around, say, 32, 33?
Anytime there's a 30-point-plus spread, you got to go there first. So you can't be picking 14-point games because they couldn't, by definition, be a hell-to-the-nah team. So, yeah, I mean, you got to be 4 or 5 touchdown underdogs for me to even look at you. You're right, we can, because sometimes the same teams every week are 35 to 45-point underdogs.
Right, exactly. And then I would try to, at some point during the season in years past, when we talked about it, pinpoint a team that I think of the 32 to 50-point dogs has a real chance to get that phone call.
Well, for anybody for years playing Kansas, or when Kansas was, Kansas TCU, we took Kansas twice,
correct,
and they almost did it.
Somebody else scared one last year. We didn't go with it in the third quarter. It was a 3-point game, and I forget who it was. I believe it was a Big Ten game.
There might have been one of those, but we've also had UMass nearly knock off Florida. Michigan, Cincinnati would have been a one today we could have done, and I suppose Cincinnati could have caught Michigan at a good time. They're coming off a big win over Florida, and who knows? I mean, I don't think Michigan's overwhelmingly good, by the way. Cincinnati is a 34.5-point underdog to Michigan.
Double down?
Yeah, because Fresno State's got zero chance. Let's go ahead and incorporate a little Cincinnati.
Hell no, to the no, no, no.
All right, Bearcats, what you got?
Doesn't that feel better?
That does feel better.
That feels legitimate.
Cincinnati feels like they got an outside shot to go in the big house and knock off Michigan.
Maybe Spade throws 3 pick sixes.
That's a nooner. Cincinnati coming off the big win over Austin Peay, by the way. Oh, you didn't know? Yeah, Cincinnati beat Austin Peay 26-14. Look good doing it.
Ooh.
Yeah. Convincing victory over Austin Peay State. Can you name Austin Peay State's, not mascot, but team logo, what they are, what their nickname is? Do you know?
They are.
I don't suspect that you would know. I wouldn't have known. I didn't know. And I usually know most of these. Like if I say Marshall, you know they're the
Thundering Herd.
Right. If I say Tulane, you know they're the
Green Wave.
Right. So most of these times we just know these teams, right? I didn't know Austin Peay's.
Okay. Are they Statesmen?
Governors. Good try.
Okay.
No. You did a good job. I saw where you were going. I figured a guess would be somewhere in that area, but
Sure.
the Governors. Yeah.
It was either that or, like Bearcats or Wild. Everybody's Cats and Tigers,
I would get. Let's see. You're going to get all these just for fun. This is no. You're going to get all these. This is Cincinnati's schedule. Michigan's the Wolverines. Miami, Ohio.
Oh. Are they the Red Hawks?
Yeah.
You saw I didn't look that up.
That's the way to dig deep.
I dug down deep.
That's the way to dig deep. They are the Red Hawks. Navy.
Midshipmen.
Marshall.
Thundering Herd.
Central Florida.
Knights. I don't think they're the Gold Knights
They're
anymore.
not
They're just the Knights.
Just the Knights. SMU.
Mustangs.
That's
Pony
right.
Express.
Yeah. South Florida.
Bulls.
Tulane.
Green Wave.
Temple.
Owls.
East Carolina.
Pirates.
Yep. Connecticut.
Huskies.
There you go.
Woo! Okay, that wasn't that bad.
So Austin Peay was the only one that you would.
Miami, Ohio was difficult there for a second.
Yeah, to dig. I have to admit, Miami, Ohio, I knew it, but it would have taken a second just like it did there.
Woo.
Yeah, it was a tough one.
That would have been so embarrassing.
Not really. I mean, hey, I got one for you since we're having all fun and games on a 3 o'clock. Yeah, you ready? All right, so you won't. Well, maybe you will. I know this one for reasons that make sense to you, but I don't know that you will. Middle Tennessee State is what?
A school that offered me to play golf for them, believe it or not.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. Hatters?
No, the Blue. That's Stetson.
Yeah, but they're double ups.
Blue Raiders.
Blue Raiders?
Yeah.
I can see the blue and white/silver MT.
They're the Blue Raiders.
MTSU. Yeah.
Do you know? So this is this is
Boy,
Bowling.
That was brutal.
By the way, this is Bowling Green's schedule, so this is why it's difficult for you. South Dakota.
Man, this isn't fair.
I didn't know this either. I didn't know South Dakota.
Okay. I don't know.
The
Wolverines.
Coyotes.
Oh, well, okay.
Coyotes. That's a good try. All right, you know Northwestern. I just gave you the Blue Raiders. Akron.
Zips.
Thank you. Ohio.
Bobcats.
That's right. Good job. Northern Illinois.
Huskies.
Yep.
Yep.
Kent State.
I don't know.
Golden Flashes.
Golden Flashes.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, the Golden Flashes.
They're going to play Ohio this year?
They are. Kent at Ohio. Buffalo.
Bison.
Bulls. The Buffalo Bulls.
Really?
Yeah, the Buffalo Bulls.
Oh, that hurts.
Toledo.
Rockets.
Yep. Eastern Michigan.
Oh,
I got him. I got him.
The Spartans. I don't know.
Eagles.
Yeah.
Eastern Michigan. That's a hard one. Bowling Green's schedule is very difficult.
Boy.
My, how about that,
Some
guys?
Midwestern guy's like, come on, man. Why don't you know all those?
He's furious at this juncture. Yeah.
How can you be in sports talk radio and not know all of those?
Not know South Dakota. The Coyotes.
Come on, man.
The Coyotes. I hope South Dakota is a hell to the gnaw team of the week one day and wins. I would love to have to call South Dakota's bookstore and say, send me some Coyotes gear.
Man, that Buffalo one is BS right there. It should be the Bison.
Well, they're the Bulls.
It's Bull something.
Why don't you call them? Why don't you call the Buffalo Bulls? Let them know, hey, why aren't you the Bison?
That's not sensitive to the Chicago Bulls, man.
Yeah.
They're not nearly good enough.
You know Western Michigan.
No.
Yes, you do. My man, the happy coach was just there now in Minnesota.
They were rowing the boat. That's all I know.
The Broncos, man.
Oh, really?
That one I did know.
That's cool.
Ball State.
Cardinals?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
good. We're going to end on a high note. Jeff Cameron Show, 97.9 ESPN Radio.
When you're in need of auto repairs, look no further than Nice Tire and Auto Service. Nice has been in business for 16 years with long-term, knowledgeable sales associates. They have the latest wheel balancing machine in the industry. And for passenger vehicles, they service AC, brakes, suspension, tune-ups, and much more. Never sit through a long wait. Nice Tire and Auto has 10 service bays to get you back on the road quickly. If you have tire problems, check out their large inventory with various Goodyear and Michelin tires. Nice Tire and Auto Service, 4792 Bluntstown Highway, 574-4100.
You can tell a lot about a tractor by its warranty. That's why Mahindra makes the toughest tractors on earth. With steel, not plastic. Backed by the industry's best limited powertrain warranty, period. Not 5 years, not 6 years, but a full 7 years on select models. No wonder the other guys are green with envy.
No money down, 0% interest, and no payments until July. Available at TNT Supercenter.
I'm talking tough, like a state of mind. Tough, like a soldier on the front line. Tough when it gets rough, like my Ford truck. Always enough. I'm talking tough.
Franklin Spring Creek Ford, the place to find your next truck in southern Georgia.
I'm talking tough.
Hey y'all, we're Chris and Preston from Low Cash. Head to Franklin Spring Creek Ford and see them about all of your vehicle needs.
So if that man in the mirror looks like an island castaway or just has some hair that needs attention, well, you've got this solved because you know Sport Clips. And if you're already looking Sport Clips handsome, well played, sir. Well played.
Sport Clips haircuts. Find a location near you at sportclips.com.
Have you ever noticed when you report an accident or a claim to an insurance company, they are very eager to get you to one of their approved body shops. They say that they guarantee the shops work, but what they're really saying is the shop works for them, not the customer. So choose a shop that is working for and looking out for you, someone you trust. It's your choice. Lisa's Paint and Body.
License number MP46050.
Hi, Chris Kraft for Kraft Nissan. Once again, all of you with stellar credit ratings, congratulations. And this message is not for you. All year I've been talking about our New For You program to assist good people with dings in their credit. And just last week, a friend of mine came into my office worried about his own credit rating. But thanks to our New For You program, you guessed it, he drove away in a brand new Nissan Altima. We are proud of the fact that we have helped hundreds of people that were previously limited shopping little used car lots where they overpaid, got huge finance charges, and had very few choices on cars to purchase. Some of those lots may actually hurt your credit more than they could ever help. So remember, credit score under 600? Come on in. Recent bankruptcy? Come on in. Recently divorced? Come on in. Think you have a financial problem we've never heard of? Come on in to Kraft Nissan. And come see the one dealer in Tallahassee that can really help you out. Come see the cars that everyone wants at the hottest dealer in town, Kraft Nissan. And remember, if you don't see the Kraft tag on your car, you paid too much, way too much. Kraft Nissan on Mahan Drive between Academy Sports and Costco, or visit us on the web at craftnissan.com.
Parker Brothers Roofing says don't play games with your roof. Protect your home and your family. The Parker Brothers tell you the truth. We'll fix your roof, cause it's what we do. With quality, integrity, and pride. Parker Brothers Roofing, professional every time. Stay safe and dry inside.
Customers constantly tell us that they're getting several estimates to compare apples to apples. You ever bite into an apple and find out the inside is rotten? Cheap roofing quotes are just like that rotten apple. Quote looks shiny and delicious because it's the cheapest, right? But you wind up with that rotten apple that leaks or starts to fail immediately. All roofing quotes are not equal. Cheap estimates equal cheap materials, subpar labor, or both. For quality that lasts, call us at 656-8112.
Parker Brothers Roofing, professional every time. Stay safe and dry inside.
License number CCC 049350.
The coast is here. Wharf Casual Seafood is a family-friendly restaurant serving high-quality fresh seafood at a great value since 1986. Wharf Casual Seafood's philosophy is that seafood can be affordable, fast, and top-notch quality all at the same time. No one brings families together like Wharf Casual Seafood. Visit their Tallahassee locations on Bannerman Crossing and the newly opened Mahan location at the Costco shopping area. Open 7 days a week. Visit wharfcasualseafood.com for more information or to order online. No need to drive when the coast is here.
Broadcasting live from the Dale Earnhardt Jr. Buick GMC Cadillac Studios. This is 97.9 ESPN Radio, WTSM, Woodville, Thomasville, Tallahassee.
ESPN Radio Sports Center.
I'm Kevin Winter. Yes, the Chiefs' offense is going to get all the headlines coming out of last night's dominating win over the Patriots in Foxborough, but don't forget the defense that held New England to only 10 points in the second half. A defense led by All-Pro safety Eric Berry. A defense that will have to go the rest of the year without All-Pro safety Eric Berry. Breaking news are following on SportsCenter. The Chiefs' fears are confirmed. Berry's season is done. Ruptured the Achilles tendon in the fourth quarter last night. Cowboys running back Ezekiel Elliott still waiting word from a Texas judge as to whether or not he can play all 16 games this season or if he has to serve his 6-game suspension starting next week. Elliott will play Sunday. He has filed a temporary restraining order against the domestic violence suspension. The judge is expected to rule on it by 6 p.m. Eastern time today. On to the lights tonight. Rafael Nadal and Juan Martín Del Potro. Del Potro has beaten Nadal in 5 of the last 9 meetings.
It's official. Weekends are now reserved for football. So come watch it at B-Dubs with other fans who are all there for the same reason, to watch sports. In a place packed with roaring fans and a vast menu of food. It's built for fans. It's home for football. It's Buffalo Wild Wings. Wings, beer, sports.
Live from the Dale Earnhardt Jr. Buick GMC Cadillac Studios in the capital city of Tallahassee, this is the Jeff Cameron Show on 97.9 ESPN Radio. It's Libations Friday, brought to you by Corner Pocket Bar and Grill. Corner Pocket Bar and Grill on Appalachian Parkway. Tallahassee loves the Corner Pocket.
Hour number 2, Jeff Cameron Show, 97.9 ESPN Radio. Kind of a weird edition. I would normally kind of hype up the Libations Friday aspect and all that goodness. I don't know that I really should be doing that today, as there's a lot of concerned people out there, and I'm with you. If you're listening to the show for escapism, we appreciate you. Hopefully we entertain you for a few hours, and you can get your minds off of some things that are most troubling indeed. Be safe out there, everybody. I'm Jeff. That's Tom. We're online, ESPNTallahassee.com, where you go to listen live via the streaming free. Always, don't miss anything. If you do, we'll post all 3 hours, both on iTunes and in our own audio vault on the webpage every day upon the conclusion of the show. You can also email the program, jcs at 979espnradio.com. Lee Sterling joins us every week at this time, Paramount Sports. You know, he lives down in Miami, skedaddled out of there, now in North Carolina. Lee, thanks for making time as always, buddy. Hope you're well.
I'm doing okay. And you know what? I mean, just hoping for the best, hoping the storm turns a little west and somehow goes in the Gulf and just keeps spinning around. I feel for I get 3 sets of parents that are back there, and I just couldn't take a chance with my animals. And so we caught a flight last night to North Carolina. We'll be based out of North Carolina until, everything's good. And my wife's like, what happens if we lose everything? I said, okay, that's it. Whatever. We move on. At least we have our family, and hopefully not too many people are injured in this thing. And I'll make the best of it. I'm like, she's like, well, what do you want to do this week? And I said, honey, we have a tough decision. I said, 12 noon. I thought they were going to schedule it back-to-back. But do we go Northwestern versus Duke or Louisville and North Carolina? She goes, that's easy. She said to me, I want to see Jackson play. She goes, we'll have the girls. They'll stay with the dog, and we'll go to the game.
Nicely done. Go enjoy.
Trooper, huh?
Yeah, she is a trooper. By the way, I don't know if you're picking that game, Lee. I don't think that you are, but I'm going to go ahead and pick Louisville to cover finally and give the 9.5. I think they're going to pace North Carolina.
Well, I told you North Carolina. I don't know if it's on your show, but it's probably on one of my videos, 5 biggest overrated teams. They were 11-3 a couple of years ago, 8-5 last year. I think they have the steepest decline in one season. I had them going like 3-9 this year. They without Trubinsky, that's a huge loss. Their offensive line, they were begging grad transfers to come there. They're telling them, listen, we don't care whether you were second or third string on your team, wherever you were, you can come in here and start. So that's what I'm hearing behind the scenes. They were that desperate for linemen. Cal is horrible. And they lost to Cal outright at home. They could lose by 30, 40 points in this game.
Yeah, see, you and I agree on that one. See, there's a freebie, everybody. There you go. Lay it with Louisville. All right, so listen, Clemson and Auburn should be a great football game. At the time that you sent me the picks, Clemson is a 6-point favorite against Auburn. I don't know. I haven't looked to see if it's changed at all. I actually think this is a good football game. Do you?
I do. And a lot of people will say, oh, Clemson won the national title. Kelly Bryant looked great the first week. They're going to roll at home. But remember the game last year? Auburn had plenty of chances.
Yeah, they did.
Quarterback situation. Horrible. I mean, they got inside the 20 and were lucky to get field goals. I mean, they would lose sometimes 10, 15 yards. So Clemson's defense is really good. But the one way to attack them is to throw the football. FSU put up 34 on them. Virginia Tech 35, and Pitt 43 last year. So they might be one of the best defenses, top 3 or 4. But Jarrett Stidham of Auburn, the best passing quarterback they will face this year, in my opinion. And they also get back Petway, their star running back. I think they're what's going to be their best receiver, in Kyle Davis. He was really looking good. He and Stidham were really developing a chemistry in the spring and early fall. And I think special teams might be the difference here. Carlson, the kicker for Auburn, automatic, usually inside 6-8. Auburn Tigers knock off the defending champion Clemson Tigers 27-26.
I would not be surprised. I'm glad I heard you say it. I've had a sense all week that Auburn was going to be in this thing, and I was going to take those points. You got them winning the game outright. Hopefully it's just a great game that we all get to sit back and be distracted by. All right, Ohio State-Oklahoma is also a great game. Ohio State a touchdown favorite there. Oklahoma, good offensive line, great quarterback. Do they have the defense to hang with the Buckeyes?
I think it's going to be tough here. Mayfield's great at quarterback, good offensive line, but Ohio State has like 7-8 guys on the defensive line that might go in the first 2-3 rounds of the draft the next couple of years. I think by playing Indiana the first week also helps them, whereas Oklahoma was playing UTEP, which might be one of the worst 4 or 5 teams in Division I football. The weakness here for Oklahoma, they lost 3 or 4 starting defensive linemen. And you talk about covering. Bobby Bowden was a master when he was there in his prime. Urban Meyer, 61% cover rate as a head coach. Lincoln Riley, the great unknown. I like Ohio State 37-27.
Comfortable win for the Buckeyes. Florida State's game was canceled for Louisiana Monroe this week, as we've seen throughout the state. This was on the list. Is there another game you'd like to choose instead?
Yeah. How about let's go with 2 teams in the SEC. I think that are both very improved, and that's Missouri and South Carolina. Missouri's a 3-point favorite. Missouri offense, well, a lot better. I mean, from a couple of years ago, they scored 70 points last week. They're going to score probably 30 points on almost everyone, except for maybe like Alabama. But their defense, it looks like it's optional. They're playing a lot of cover zero. They blow assignments, they miss tackles. The return game with Deebo Samuel for South Carolina, really good. That might be the edge here. And the loss of the Missouri defensive tackle, nose tackle, A.J. Logan, 325-pound monster, out 6 weeks with a suspension. I think that's the difference. That's the problem with this team. I like South Carolina. They pull off the mild upset here, 27-23.
South Carolina getting points, getting the win. Yeah. In the NFL, let's jump right away. We saw a cool one last night. It was great to see New England lose, at least from my perspective. Mm-hmm. Minnesota's given 3.5 points to the Saints. Who you got?
Everyone's going to build this game here as the battle of 2 running backs. And, I think that part of the game, especially if you're a Florida State fan or if you were used to be
Adrian Peterson fan, right?
Oklahoma fan, if you loved him. Yeah, so I don't think that's what's going to be the difference here. I think it's going to be Mike Zimmer's defense, which is usually really sound. I think they're going to force Drew Brees out of that normal comfort zone. And then on the other side, Sam Bradford, you got to take away the short stuff. I mean, if he didn't have as much talent as someone like Chad Henne, they would call him check down. Sam Bradford, Dink and Dunker, the Saints defense, they're without Nick Farley on defense, and he's the guy on the defensive line that makes them really good. I left Minnesota here 26-17.
Interesting game for Jacksonville. I think if they're smart, they'll run the ball a lot with Leonard Fournette and obviously try to take the game out of their quarterback's hand. Houston's giving 6. That's a pretty big number in the league. Houston giving 6 to Jacksonville. Who you got?
Normally it is, but and especially with a team that doesn't do a whole lot on offense. But Blake Bortles has a horrible hitch in his throwing motion. Not much better this year. I felt that they should have gone out and gotten maybe Kaepernick or someone, because I just don't think that they're going to be competitive. So Jacksonville, just like I said, there's no imagination in the offense. The receivers can't catch the ball and make plays. I like Houston. This game should be a barn burner. Houston 10, Jacksonville 3.
10-3. Houston covers. Game of the week is a fun one. How can folks get it? It's Georgia Notre Dame.
Wow, these two teams are really improved. Jake Fromm takes over a quarterback, and you got Notre Dame right now. Looks like their defense is going to be much, much better, and their quarterback Wimbush looked good. Opening week, you want to get Notre Dame in Georgia, just call 800-400-9741. The game is free. 800-400-9741. And how about this, Jeff? We won opening week. We won last week. And everyone waits for this promotion. It's my world's famous Baker's Dozen. You're going to get 13 games combined, college and pro. Normally $197. If you use coupon code SAVE50, just $147. And I'm that sure that I found that many good games and I come out with a winning record. If I don't win and you purchase this weekend, Baker's Dozen, you'll get next week for free. So I'm that sure. I never back up stuff like this unless I'm sure. So world's famous Baker's Dozen, coupon code SAVE50. Call us here at the office, 800-400-9741.
Enjoy the Louisville, North Carolina game. Stay safe with the family. We'll talk to you again next week. Best of luck, Lee.
Okay. Thanks, buddy.
Take care. That's Lee Sterling, Paramount Sports. Did not have a good week on the show locally last week. Struggled. Opening week can be that way.
It can be that way, and I hate that he's displaced for the week of the Baker's Dozen, but I'm going to celebrate that this is the week of the Baker's Dozen.
We didn't see this coming. Blindsided by the Baker's Dozen on a kind of a discombobulated, convoluted, sort of messed up Friday edition of the Jeff Cameron Show. Had I known that he was going to lay down with the Baker's Dozen, we would have been in a more celebratory mood, because that puts a pep in the step no matter who you are. When it's Baker Dozen time, it's time to get it on.
He better bring back the Great Pumpkin Shootout, or I'm going to have real issues, because that'll be 2 years in a row without the Great Pumpkin Shootout. But the yearly event that I set my watch by is the Baker's Dozen.
And here it is on a hurricane weekend. By the way, so he flies to North Carolina, as you know, and he gets basically working on a couple hours sleep there and 4 to 5 cups of coffee. You could hear it. Lee sounds beleaguered.
He was all right through about games 1 and 2.
And then it was just kind of like, I'm done. I got nothing here for you.
He looked like New England's defensive line last night. Yeah, but it sounded like it at the end.
Man, how about your boy Alex Smith actually throwing the ball down the football field a few times last night? It was fun to watch Twitter explode when he threw a forward pass. Not something parallel to the line of scrimmage. People were in celebration mode, buddy.
It looked like some of those legendary playoff performances that Alex Smith has turned in, you know? The one against New Orleans, the one against Indianapolis. Yeah, that's what it reminded me of.
It was it's fun to watch him face a team. Ordinarily, like the games you just mentioned are games against teams that have no defense to speak of. We didn't think New England would be that bad on defense, so this was perhaps his greatest moment.
It could be, but consider the fact that this is probably the most weapons that Alex Smith has ever had in his career. Consider what they had out in San Francisco, where the best player they had on offense was a tight end, and obviously they would feature Vernon Davis at the time, and they had a ground game, but they didn't have much in the way of receivers. And then out in Kansas City, until Tyreek Hill showed up out there, they really didn't have much more than Travis Kelce in a running game. So finally, they've got some perimeter weapons. They've got a running back, obviously, in Davis, or Hunt, that can hit the edge with speed. That offense looks dynamic out of nowhere.
It was fun to watch, and anytime New England, after celebrating a championship, is left looking, I mean, because they went right down the field, and you thought, here we go.
My man, could Chris Collinsworth apologize more for the defensive performance?
They
lost one player. What the hell are you talking about up and down? Well, when you lose Hightower and you have to shuffle around other guys, I mean, this isn't the defense they thought they'd have tonight. It's one player, my man.
Well, and that's also not why they got beat. I mean, they were absolutely A, gassed, and B, the other guy's a good coach too. And you saw it on display right there. I mean, they had some things waiting on New England. They had some things for that ass.
They usually do have some things. They play New England well historically.
Yes, they do. Yes, they have. And there have been times they've blown New England out. And last night was pseudo one of those.
Oh, yeah.
Certainly didn't start that way.
No, I mean, but it was premature. Al Michaels said it. It's 7-0, all of a sudden it's 7-7. They're on the verge of a blowout. New England is.
I think it's 17-7 is when they were probably thinking, we got a problem here, and there was a problem on the horizon.
Well, yes, and if you look at history, when the Patriots hold a 10 or more point lead at home, in the Belichick era, they're 102-1 prior to last night.
Oopsie,
that's 102-2 now.
The worst part about it is it's probably exactly what they needed. All this talk of 19-0, Belichick hates that, and he's thinking, okay.
Well, and some of that, too, is that Andy Reid was using a lot of spread principles. They were using the option game.
It was crazy to watch.
You know what I mean? So there's also a wildcat element to that, because the Dolphins did fool the hell out of the Patriots with some wildcat.
Yeah, one time it dominated the game.
Right.
And that was the end of that. He was like, oh, that's what we're doing here? Okay, I got you. Jeff Cameron Show, 97.9 ESPN Radio.
When you're in need of auto repairs, look no further than Nice Tire and Auto Service. Nice has been in business for 16 years with long-term, knowledgeable sales associates. They have the latest wheel balancing machine in the industry. And for passenger vehicles, they service AC, brakes, suspension, tune-ups, and much more. Never sit through a long wait. Nice Tire and Auto has 10 service bays to get you back on the road quickly. If you have tire problems, check out their large inventory with various Goodyear and Michelin tires. Nice Tire and Auto Service, 4792 Bluntstown Highway, 574-4100.
You put your mower through a lot. All that back and forth can add up to thousands of miles. That's like mowing cross country. Gravely commercial mowers are built for all-day performance, helping you get the job done mile after mile. Gravely, built to mow the distance.
Get your Gravely motor only at TNT Supercenter, your one-stop shop for work or play. 14585 Highway 19 South, Thomasville, Georgia. TNTSupercenter.com.
I'm talking tough, like a state of mind. Tough, like a soldier on the front line. Tough when it gets rough, like my Ford truck, always enough. I'm talking tough.
Franklin Spring Creek Ford, the place to find your next truck in southern Georgia.
I'm talking tough.
Hey y'all, we're Chris and Preston from Low Cash. Head to Franklin Spring Creek Ford and see them about all of your vehicle needs.
How much will it cost for you to be quiet?
How much you got?
Try your luck today at mybookie.ag and use promo code RADIO.
And now, a Sport Clips well-played moment.
Gentlemen, as you sit in your car or on your stationary bicycle to victory, what do you ponder? Do you think about the fantasy trade your soon-to-be ex-best friend denied? That speech you rehearsed in the shower to confront the loud chewer at your office? Or have you forgotten what you think about? Fear not, because we have a lot on our minds, which includes a head of hair that must be maintained. Sport Clips Haircuts knows this, which is exactly why they created the ultimate haircut place for men who have other things to think about. A great MVP haircut experience with a hot steam towel, massaging shampoo, and sweet, sweet sports on TV. Everything you need for the hair on your head and face with little thought, planning, or preparation. Watch sports, feel great, problem solved. Then when it's done, look in the mirror and say to yourself, well played, sir. Well played.
Sport Clips Haircuts. Find a location near you at sportclips.com.
Tallahassee loves the corner pocket as much as a crystal ball winning catch.
He's looking, he lost it to the end zone. It's Benjamin! Touchdown! With 13 seconds left.
The 97.9 ESPN radio special is a must-have every Monday and Wednesday at the corner pocket. 10 mouth-watering wings, a fresh side of fries, and a chilled domestic pint of beer are just $9.79 all day long. Be sure and try the fish blend of sauces, a true wing eater's favorite, the Corner Pocket Bar and Grill.
He's gone!
home of Trivia Tuesday, Beer Bingo Thursday, and the daily $7.99 lunch special.
Want to fly somewhere? Looking for cheap flights or cheap tickets? Then call. That's right. Call the low-cost airline travel hotline now for prices so low we can't publish them anywhere. Low-cost airlines has all kinds of cheap travel deals. Fly domestically and save up to 75%. You can even fly internationally and save even more. Yes, fly anywhere in the world and save a lot of money on your plane tickets. We'll even save you money with cheap travel deals on hotels, rental cars, even complete travel packages. So don't book your tickets until you call us first for the absolute cheapest prices on U.S. and international airline tickets and hotels. Call right now for prices so low they can't be published. Travel experts are here 24/7 to help.
800-298-5783. 800-298-5783. 800-298-5783. 800-298-5783.
You're listening to The Jeff Cameron Show on 97.9 ESPN Radio.
To Lee Sterling, Paramount Sports. Tough go for Lee flying out last night. And, I think everybody's a little discombobulated today. As we've done today on the show, we've got elements that are recorded, some of our best of stuff just to make you guys smile a little bit. And then some of this is live. Some of this is recorded earlier in the day as well, just because there's great uncertainty and it makes it difficult. I'm not giving you a woe is me thing. But admittedly, as your host here trying to do an entertaining show, I don't have it in me today to do that. It's not that I'm sad or that I'm overly morbid or anything like that. I think we're going to be fine. But preparations are preparations for everybody involved, and our families are no different. And I'm doing some of that in between. We're kind of doing segments and trying to react and provide a show for you, and then also getting my family in order. And so we're all doing the same thing here. So if I seem distracted today or maybe even disinterested, I don't mean to be. I am distracted though. And I am doing like a lot of you, making plans. Just making plans over the next 48 hours. What do we do if this happens? 72 hours. And again, I'm not being morbid. I'm not talking about what do we do if our houses are blown away. I'm not projecting that. But, I do have family in St. Pete and in Bradenton and in Treasure Island. And then, of course, family here. So just making plans like everybody else, plus all my friends in South Florida. So
hey, man, how about that Florida offense?
Right.
Woo!
Yeah, it's just kind of hard today,
Goodness
And
gracious.
so it's just one of those... God, I don't even got jokes. Don't even have jokes.
Score a touchdown once in a while, guys. Come on, huh?
No jokes, nothing. Don't have it. It sucks today because I'm not in it. I'm just not locked in. It was good having Lee on though to kind of go over those games, and I thought it was interesting. By the way, if we do want to get into the football there for a second, that he had Ohio State. Sounds like he's got Ohio State kind of winning comfortably, and I know you agree with that. I'm iffy on that. I really am high on this Oklahoma offense. So it will be the defense for Ohio State that if they're as stout as Lee is projecting, and obviously they do have great players, if that's the case at home, then that'll carry the day because I think Oklahoma is a very good offensive football team.
Well, I think the point he made about Indiana is salient, too, that, Ohio State's been on the road, even though they're not in this situation with Oklahoma, but they've been on the road for a high-intensity game that they had to at least summon their better abilities for in the second half of the game to go put it away.
They were being pressed a little bit, sure.
Exactly. So they've been there. They've been battle-tested. Baker Mayfield doesn't have nearly as many offensive weapons as he's had the last couple of seasons, but certainly he's back, and that's a big reason why they're going to be in this game. It's just, to me, the number one key, again, as I said yesterday, is going to be the Buckeyes' ground game. If they can rush for consistent success on the ground with the combination of Barrett and their tailback, then they're going to possess the ball, shorten the game, fewer possessions, and I think that benefits Ohio State greatly.
Oh, without question. That's just a big number, 7.5, depending on where you get it. I thought that hook had me leaning towards OU.
Don't get me wrong. Winning comfortably is not the same as covering the spread comfortably.
Yeah.
Covering the spread comfortably would be a 17, 20-point win. I'm not saying that, but I think this could be a 10, 13-point win for Ohio State.
He did have Auburn straight up winning the the game against Clemson. You know, Clemson's won 3 straight of these games against Auburn. I didn't realize it because I'm not of the Clemson-Auburn rivalry, but it is a rivalry. It's one that exists. You know, they've played, I think, almost 50 times. This is a rivalry that over the years Auburn traditionally has owned. I think the record that I remember reading in the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, I think it was really lopsided. Auburn 34-10 and something like that. But 3 straight Clemson have now won over Auburn. And, you know, that's the thing with Dabo Swinney. Florida State owns the rivalry against Clemson and has absolutely dominated Clemson since joining the ACC. However, as we sit here today, Clemson is your reigning national champion. They've beaten Florida State 2 straight. Florida State's now tasked with the unenviable effort of having to go on the road with a true freshman quarterback later in the year after Clemson's got it sorted out on offense. I mean, you're talking about November. So there's the real potential that Dabo will have 3 straight wins over Florida State, maybe 4 straight wins if they win this weekend over Auburn. You talk about the talk of the town. That guy could run for school president and win at this point.
Yeah, if you can, you know, I don't want to package that schedule this way anymore because, you know, obviously there could be changes to the schedule in the bye week and the way it's all laid out. But if you can get through whatever schedule you have with Miami and NC State, win those 2 football games, and then allow for yourself to take a bit of a breather as you beat Duke and Wake Forest, gear up for the Louisville game. Then you got BC on a Friday and Syracuse ahead of Clemson. So, I mean, from a readiness standpoint from where Florida State is looking at the equation, I think our offense is going to be as settled as it can possibly be with a true freshman quarterback, whoever the quarterback's going to be at that point. We all think it's going to be Blackman still, and hopefully it's the beginning of a legendary career. Jim.
Well, right, but just a bizarre set of circumstances to start a career too, man.
In the same way, we're on the same footing in that sense, in that our quarterback situation will be much more ironed out by the time we play Clemson, the same way theirs will be for us.
All right, so let's hit the sounder. It's kind of an odd one to do today. I think they'd admit to that, but we'll talk about it momentarily.
Count them up, pour them out.
I'll just have a cup of coffee.
There it is. It's Beer 30, brought to you by the 7th Hill Tap Room on Appalachia Parkway.
Be the final half an hour of the workday. Most of you aren't working, and certainly if you work in the school system or for the city, you're not working, so it's not necessarily applicable. And even our friends at 7th Hill Tap Room have said, hey, look, we get it. You know, do what you got to do. You know, on a day like this and a weekend like this, it's kind of all over the map for everybody. But I will say this. I mean, look, the store is not imminent in Tallahassee. And if you'd like to go out and have a cold one with a friend, maybe before leaving town tomorrow or however it is you're planning your weekend out, 7th Hill is as good as any a place to go because the choices are bountiful.
Yeah, frankly, I think we can all, you know, 2 things can be true at the same time, as we often say on this fine program. And tomorrow's going to be an interesting day based upon the reports we get tonight and into the early morning of where the storm is going.
As an aside, beautiful weather day tomorrow.
But that doesn't mean that tonight can't be a good time. Right, I think tonight is going to be a good time. And I can't stress enough, if you've gotten all of the provisions that you need to, canned goods and water, bread and you know, batteries and flashlights, all that stuff.
Whatever you may need.
How about a 32-ounce crowler from the 7th Hill? That's not even me trying to force it because that's necessary. That's a necessary provision too, my man.
I'm getting 2.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm getting 2 for my fridge.
From 4 to 7 a day.
I've got to get 2. Yeah.
Buy one, get one half off. Do it, people. And be sure to get the self-service tap card too. For every $10 you spend during happy hour, you get $5 free. So try out any of the 14 self-service taps. Figure out the one that's best for you. Crowler it up and get the hell out of Dodge.
Our thanks to our friends at the 7th Hill Tap Room, right underneath Corner Pocket Bar and Grill, where you can always find the newest and freshest Florida craft beer. So there you go. There's that. Kind of odd.
Okay, between Stanford, USC, Notre Dame, Georgia, which game would you find more entertaining? Because we already talked about the other 2.
I like all the games. I find myself conflicted in a lot of ways about the bigger games this weekend. Probably Georgia, Notre Dame. I'm very, very intrigued by Georgia, Notre Dame.
Just because it's weird?
Well, no, because I don't know what to expect from Georgia's offense when you're going with a quarterback this young. And also because I'm older, and I do make reference to that all the time. I know, and some of you laugh about that, but this is what happens as you get older. I can remember the 1980 game when Georgia beat Notre Dame, and I can remember Herschel Walker.
Oh, God. That's just absurd. When you say 1980, I mean, yeah, that's pushing 40 years ago. And yet you can remember it? You got a good sense of where you were or what the TV screen looked like?
Oh, yeah. I can remember Georgia won the national championship over Notre Dame. So you got to go. That's Georgia's last national championship.
Is it?
Yeah.
Boy, the way they act, I thought they won one in 2006.
January 1st, 1981 is the Sugar Bowl win over Notre Dame, and that won them their national championship. So, yeah, I can
so
there it is.
When we make jokes about Miami not being relevant, that's nothing compared to Georgia and its irrelevance in the equation?
I think, sure.
Wow.
Yeah, Vince Dooley is carried off the field after beating Notre Dame 7. I mean, it's funny. You go look at the Atlanta Journal-Constitution today. It's man, if you're my age and you remember these games and you remember that season, and I do, 17-10. And the flashback photos they have of that team. But, yeah, man, I was big time into college football at that. I remember how mad my stepdad was. He's a Bull Gator. And hates Georgia with a passion. Was just sitting there disgusted that they were champions.
Boy, that was a shootout back in those days.
17-10?
Yeah.
Believe it or not, there were games in which they scored in the 20s and low 30s back in the day. It did happen. By the way, he had Herschel Walker had a shoulder injury in that game and then came back on the field to help lead the way.
Who was top 3 running backs you've ever watched in college or pro? Herschel Walker is in that list.
Yes.
On that list, I should say.
Bo Jackson is also on that list.
Top 3 now. That's
okay. No. So college.
Okay, college.
Yeah, and Barry
Sanders.
Yeah,
okay.
Barry Sanders was the best thing I've ever seen.
Out of curiosity, because the 30 for 30 is so good, where was Marcus Dupree on that list?
Well, okay, so I talked about Marcus Dupree because my granddad, grandma, that side of my family, all OU grads. When Marcus Dupree, if you didn't see that 30 for 30, was the first time I ever remember hearing people talk about a player who was a recruit. So recruiting industry was not what it is now, and people didn't really follow it. You could get information. Your diehard fans in the city of the university, you could call and say, so they getting some good guys this year. Like you couldn't even. And they're like, well, we've got this running back out of such and such that they say is the second coming of whatever great player they wanted to compare him to. And my granddad was a diehard Boomer Sooner. I mean, he all in, gave money to the university, loved it. He did call his friends that were still in Norman. And when Oklahoma got Marcus Dupree, it was a big damn deal, as that 30 for 30 shows. Everybody wanted Marcus Dupree. He was the first guy of that size that I ever saw that I thought, well, that's not normal. You can't be that big and run that fast. Like, he would run away from people at 235 pounds. And it just didn't seem – he was Leonard Fournette way before Leonard Fournette.
Right.
And he was your big back with speed before they really existed. So, but, the problem with it, he was on the team, then he quit the team, then he came back to the team, and it was such a short career. I never really felt like I got into any kind of a rhythm watching him.
The funny thing is, it's completely different generations because to me, the names I think of, top I've ever watched, Adrian Peterson's one of them, of course.
Another Oklahoma. Yeah.
Ricky Williams out in Texas was unbelievable.
Barry Sims way back in the day, or Billy Sims, excuse me.
I mean, but you don't have to go far down the list before I say Dalvin Cook. Just because the angles he could set up and he could hit, it was a combination of somebody that doesn't look like he should be that fast and can take a little bit of a punishment, physical punishment. And the other thing about Dalvin that was just so astounding to me was the body awareness with the hamstring thing. I mean, we forget about that. It's a couple of years removed now. But to be able to pull up and then exit the play, basically eject, it's almost like a pilot ejecting in a dire circumstance, go to the sideline, look like it's all done, the way he grabs his leg and the way he's limping around. And then they roll it out, and 2 drives later, boom, there he is kicking ass again. That's just one of the weirdest things and most amazing things I've ever seen.
You ever watch, you don't remember, I don't know how you could have, did you ever hear anything about Mike Rozier?
Not really, no.
He rushed for over 2,000 yards.
By not really, I mean no.
He was one of the all-time great running backs at Nebraska. And Mike Rozier, who won the Heisman Trophy, I can remember his career well. And now he's another one of these guys recruited at a time before you were born. So there wouldn't be a reason for you to really know him. But think about this. He was a backup to Roger Craig, who went on to the NFL, and whose name you do know.
Yeah.
So think about that. So Nebraska used to do this all the time. they literally would just line up guy after guy after guy, and they would destroy record books because they ran the option. And these guys were unbelievable. So when you ask me about running backs, and I just named a bunch of Oklahoma guys, Billy Sims included, who you wouldn't have seen either, was also incredible. Around that time, late 70s into the mid-80s, those two schools every year would have somebody that you'd go, well, they got another one.
Right.
Look at this guy. It was unbelievable.
For me, there was more finesse in the eras that I watched. I mean, Ricky Williams and Ron Dane did have their time, and I remember that distinctly.
I loved watching Ricky Williams run. There's a year at Texas, and he obviously spent more than 1 year at Texas. There's 1 year at Texas in particular where I think he's focused, locked in, cares.
At the height of his power.
That was something to behold where you go, well, he's too big to do that.
But then for me, then there's also Frank Gore. Warwick Dunn, of course, his career, but Frank Gore and Reggie Bush, that career was just unbelievable to watch.
Bush at Southern Cal was
So
amazing.
freaking electric to watch. But then, obviously, the all-time greats. Adrian Peterson is probably the only all-time great that I remember and recall watching in college as it was happening. Most guys that are great in college, they didn't really go to the league and go crazy.
Well, this is going to make
nobody knew about LT, before LaDainian Tomlinson got to the pros.
It's going to make you laugh. I just started thinking about it. I remember Eric Dickerson at SMU really well, and I can remember the Pony Express because Craig James was the other running back, and I'm just going to admit it. It was stunning to see a white running back who was good. There were white running backs, but they were always just, fullback types. So you're like, well, never really had a good. Riggins was like if you're a white guy and you just for whatever reason you wanted desperately, just because it would have been shocking to see a white running back to make it in the league. Like the last guy you had to hang your hat on was John Riggins, with Washington in the famed run against the Miami Dolphins, and Larry Zonka before that. Not that you need that, but it's just so rare. It's like a white corner. You just don't see it. And so it would be a talking point is my point.
Yeah, people remember Jason Sehorn.
Of course they do, because they don't exist. It's like and listen.
I remember Tim Dwight.
Oh, fast, Iowa. Lightning fast. Of course, because they're anomalies.
Yeah.
That's why. It's not. It is. It's funny. It's why there's such a phrase as the great white hope in boxing.
Right.
They ain't out there kicking ass, folks.
And that's why Christian McCaffrey's overrated,
Well, it's also why Christian McCaffrey got the coverage he did.
Right. No doubt about that.
But he's also great, and I actually feel like, and he had a great college career. It's always weird when this happens. It's true of African-American players who play quarterback. Because there was such a history of discrimination and unequal opportunity and all of that sadly, when an African-American quarterback emerges and has all of the qualities of a great pocket passer, you hear all these stunned individuals describing them. I think we're finally getting past that. But there ain't a plethora of white running backs. I don't think that's coming down the pike anytime soon.
We'll be past it when J-Boo goes to the Hall of Fame.
That's going to be incredible.
As a pocket passer.
Well, he is, but for that matter, so was Warren Moon, and those guys. Yeah.
This is the age of media hype, man. It's going to seem bigger. It's going to be the best ever.
And what a pocket passer he is, and what a good season he's going to have.
Eventually.
It's Jeff Cameron Show, 97.9 ESPN Radio.
When you're in need of auto repairs, look no further than Neese Tire and Auto Service. Neese has been in business for 16 years with long-term, knowledgeable sales associates. They have the latest wheel balancing machine in the industry. And for passenger vehicles, they service AC, brakes, suspension, tune-ups, and much more. Never sit through a long wait. Neese Tire and Auto has 10 service bays to get you back on the road quickly. If you have tire problems, check out their large inventory with various Goodyear and Michelin tires. Neese Tire and Auto Service, 4792 Bluntstown Highway, 574-4100.
You can tell a lot about a tractor by its warranty. That's why Mahindra makes the toughest tractors on earth. With steel, not plastic. Backed by the industry's best limited powertrain warranty, period. Not 5 years, not 6 years, but a full 7 years on select models. No wonder the other guys are green with envy.
No money down, 0% interest, and no payments until July. Available at TNT Supercenter.
I'm talking tough, like a state of mind. Tough like a soldier on the front line. Tough when it gets rough, like my Ford truck. Always enough. I'm talking tough.
Franklin Spring Creek Ford, the place to find your next truck in southern Georgia.
I'm talking tough.
Hey y'all, we're Chris and Preston from Low Cash. Head to Franklin Spring Creek Ford and see them about all of your vehicle needs.
Yeah. For catering or private parties, message Fire Betty's on Facebook.
The big game is almost here, but you can't afford to go because ticket prices are through the roof. Don't worry, we got your back. Anytix.com offers you the lowest price tickets, guaranteed. Anytix.com doesn't mark up tickets. Anytix.com has zero. That's right, no buyer, seller, or service fees. For a small monthly fee of $9.99, you get access to all their wholesale tickets. Go to Anytix.com today. That's Anytix, T-I-X-X. Enter the coupon code ESPN Tally and get 20% off your subscription. Anytix.com, changing the way you buy tickets.
Hi, Chris Kraft for Kraft Nissan, introducing Nissan's Express Service. Express Service means oil changes in 45 minutes or less, with no appointment necessary. Here's how it works. When you come to Kraft Nissan for an oil change, you're greeted by a dedicated Express Service advisor. Sign the advisor's iPad and have a seat in our waiting room. A team of 2 lube technicians will immediately take your car directly to service and complete the oil change. And remember, Kraft Nissan services all makes and models. We sell tires for less. Compare us to the box stores and compare us to the tire stores. We'll beat their price. Plus, new tires come with free rotations for the life of the tires. We also have our Value Advantage line of parts that are priced to compete with aftermarket and parts stores, but still have full Nissan factory warranty. So competitively priced that Kraft Nissan will give you a 30-day price match guarantee in writing. And we offer the Kraft Nissan service card, same as cash for 6 months on purchases over $299. So give us a try. Oil changes in 45 minutes or less and no appointment necessary. Just stop by. Kraft Nissan on Mahan Drive between Academy Sports and Costco. Service card with approved credit.
At Whole Foods Market, we believe in real food. Food that's full of nutrients, naturally vivid and colorful, fresh and delicious. Food that connects you to your body, to the seasons, and to the natural world. We believe food should nourish you and help you think. It should help you feel calm, clear-headed, and strong. It should help you do more, sleep better, and wake up happier. That's food that lives up to its name. We believe in real food. Whole Foods Market.
Proof Brewing Company and For the Table Hospitality present the 5th annual Florida Tap Invitational, September 29th and 30th. This 2-day event features a block party Friday and a beer festival on Saturday. VIP and general admission tickets are available at FloridaTapInvitational.com.
ESPN Radio Sports Center.
I'm Kevin Winter. Yes, the Chiefs' offense is going to get all the headlines coming out of last night's dominating win over the Patriots in Foxborough, but don't forget the defense that held New England to only 10 points in the second half. A defense led by All-Pro safety Eric Berry. A defense that will have to go the rest of the year without All-Pro safety Eric Berry. Breaking news are following on SportsCenter. The Chiefs' fears are confirmed. Berry's season is done. Ruptured the Achilles tendon in the fourth quarter last night. Cowboys running back Ezekiel Elliott still waiting word from a Texas judge as to whether or not he can play all 16 games this season or if he has to serve his 6-game suspension starting next week. Elliott will play Sunday. He has filed a temporary restraining order against the domestic violence suspension. The judge is expected to rule on it by 6 p.m. Eastern time today. On to the lights tonight. Rafael Nadal and Juan Martín Del Potro. Del Potro has beaten Nadal in 5 of the last 9 meetings.
It's official. Weekends are now reserved for football. So come watch it at B-Dubs with other fans who are all there for the same reason, to watch sports. In a place packed with roaring fans and a vast menu of food. It's built for fans. It's home for football. It's Buffalo Wild Wings. Wings, beer, sports.
Live from the Dale Earnhardt Jr. Buick GMC Cadillac Studios in the capital city of Tallahassee, this is the Jeff Cameron Show on 97.9 ESPN Radio. It's Libations Friday, brought to you by Corner Pocket Bar and Grill. Corner Pocket Bar and Grill on Appalachia Parkway. Tallahassee loves the Corner Pocket.
Today's hodgepodge show kind of put together is some live, some recorded, and some fun, of course. So this is along those lines. This is an old segment, but one that we thought would put a smile on your face, because anytime a snake is attacking people at a Lowe's and it's not you or a friend, then it's a great thing. So here that segment is.
Come on.
Welcome back to Jeff Cameron Show, 97.9 ESPN Radio. I'm sorry, Q-Tip. Go.
The lyrics is ill. Abstract. You know my sticky D in here. Get on and swear it's here. But yo, your girl just moved. With a joint in the club, in the car for crew.
Snake bites customer's head in Mississippi Lowe's store. Awesome. Yes, from the Nature Wants to Kill You file. Although this poor bastard didn't warrant it. And ordinarily, the story begins with me on the air about nature wanting to kill you, with rooting for nature because somebody put themselves in a precarious position in, nature. My man went into a Lowe's to avoid nature, to help further advance his abode and keep creatures far removed. And how was he rewarded at 2:30 on a Saturday? By being bit in the face.
Holy Jesus.
It's a thing of beauty.
What the is that?
A terrified shopper bitten between the eyes.
Holy Jesus.
By a snake at a Lowe's store in Mississippi. I'm not a fan of Mississippi for a lot of reasons.
Mississippi.
Let's add to the reasons. The customer opening a cabinet. I need a new cabinet. Kyle, I think this is the size we was after. When I was talking to you about the Corinth outlet would have this. I knew that we're at this, the Corinth outlet. Yeah, I knew we'd have this. So I'm gonna take a gander at this particular cabinet and see if we can get this where you know what I'm talking about, Kyle. It is unclear how the victim managed to dislodge the serpent, which is also known as a black rat snake, corn snake, or pilot snake. They don't know. It's one of those kinds of snakes, according to WTVA in Mississippi. He opened the cabinet, probably gleefully. This is the one, Kyle. I'm telling you, the exact one I wanted. I was so pumped about this, and I knew they were on sale, and here we are in the Corinth. Reminds me of Corinthians. Anyhow, the Corinth Lowe's here, and they're on sale. Sweet Jesus, Kyle, get it off! So it locked its fangs between its right there at the bridge of the nose. Get you some. The shopper was rushed to Magnolia Regional Health Center for treatment. The patient's current condition is unknown. A spokeswoman for the home improvement store chain said that an investigation is underway. That's code for I can't say anything, we will be sued.
Poor little Kane.
The police chief there, Ralph Dance. Do you think he's related in some way to Bill Dance, the fisherman?
Naturally.
Of course. Ralph Dance would not comment further. Ralph said, I got nothing to say about what happened in the store at Corinth. Chicken snakes can grow up to 5 feet long. They can climb up smooth wood surfaces like a cabinet. They like to feast on rodents and birds, and in this case, Kyle's friend's face. It's a hell of a thing to be in a Lowe's checking out cabinets.
Again, expecting safety from the elements.
Because I'm in a freaking Lowe's. This is what we do. They've got caulking. We've got fences, chain link, and the like. I've got all that I need to keep nature out and away from me.
I need to get some caulking done.
Caulking and cabinet buying today, Kyle. Oh, the love that is all and holy. This is untenable. This snake is on my face.
I should have gone to the caulking first.
Why didn't we go to Home Depot, Kyle? That is. I just like the line, a terrified shopper. Well, sweet Jesus. This looks like a good cabinet. Just snake leaping, the snake lunging out. It's like these stories you read where people find snakes in toilets.
He probably got relocated from like the Midwest, and that's just where the hub for his business is. And he's like, okay, I'm going to make the most of it. Go to Lowe's, get some creature comforts.
He's a New Yorker by way of the Midwest.
That's right.
Into the Mississippi Lowe's in Corinth. This is one of those things. Well, you're right. It's a snake to the face. This is very different than anything else we've ever talked about on the show. I've said on the show before, when people get attacked by sharks, there's always the guy that goes and swims to his friend's aid. We had an FSU a woman, alumnus here that was in the alumni magazine. I remember sitting there reading that at my house going, out there in, I think it was San Diego, wherever it was, guy she was swimming with, training for a triathlon, gets bitten in half. It's awful. I mean, by a great white shark, and she sees the shark and swims back and helps him. Oh. I always wonder, would I be that? Would I do that? You don't know until you're in the position. If you see your friend in pain, you might do something you didn't think you were capable of. But I was just saying that if a snake leapt from a cabinet at Lowe's, first of all, I really just can't foresee a time that Tom and I are at Lowe's together. I just can't. He and I hang out in lots of ways. I just don't ever see us at Lowe's
I'm
together.
not getting that way either.
No.
Don't you ever let me turn to that guy who's like, hey, Jeff, me and the missus, I got to go to Lowe's.
No.
I got a deck I'm building. You going to help me build the deck?
I helped. Well, helped is a loose definition of what I did. I aided Matt Millar in building a deck at his house. I didn't do a lot of the
Pay
labor.
people to do it.
Well,
I don't get that.
I pay people to do it. That's right.
People, guys love to build their own stuff. I'm like, dude, no.
Well, it's like
it doesn't involve electronics.
Yeah, no, I'm
no
not
air conditioning.
I'm not a big fan either. But some people are really good. I wish I was good at it.
They're like addicted to getting splinters.
I have admiration for the guy that can build his own deck or whatever he's fixing. Like Matt can do all that stuff.
If he wants to build my future deck, he's got beers for a year.
Yeah, you'll pay him, right? It's the right thing to do.
Plus cash.
Right, whatever. Here, dude, here's some beers. Go build my deck.
Yeah.
I don't think that's getting it done.
I'm gonna give you $100.
Yeah, I don't think it's getting it done.
Cash.
No, I'm just, you read these stories where people are in need, nature is attacking, and there's somebody that comes to their aid, renders aid. I'm just thinking, I'm not the one. If a snake leapt from a cabinet while you and I were at Lowe's and latched itself onto your face, I'd run and get you help. That's the kind of friend I am.
Yeah.
I would run and get you help.
I honestly believe, given my issues with critters, I am more likely to help somebody in a hold-up situation.
Somebody's got a gun pulled on him.
I'm probably more likely to help you in that situation than I am with a snake attached to your face. I don't know, man.
You're running to get the guy with the vest. That's all
He's got the vest. That's
He's
why
got to help.
Hey.
Yo, you, vest boy.
You
I
are
need you to help
obligated.
this guy out. He's got a snake attached to my friend's face.
If you have the apron on, too.
Who would believe you, too? Like, if he was around the corner and wasn't witnessing this horrific thing, and you ran around the corner and were like, hey, buddy, my friend's being attacked by a snake in the face in the cabinet aisle.
I don't think I'd do it like a pseudo Dave Chappelle. I'd probably have real fear in my voice.
Oh,
he's bit in the face.
He's been... What did Five Fingers say to the face?
Snake.
That is so awful. All right, so the last 30 minutes of the show is us talking about a guy getting his face bit by a snake. It's the bye week between the Super Bowl. What do you want me to do?
Hey there.
You, my friend, snake face, come help. That's not.
No.
No, what? What is this? Please leave the store, sir. Good work out of you, Tom Lane. To those that called in or listen, I surely do appreciate it. You guys take care. Have a good night. Talk to you tomorrow.
Jezebel, you can't beat the house.
When you're in need of auto repairs, look no further than Nice Tire and Auto Service. Nice has been in business for 16 years with long-term, knowledgeable sales associates. They have the latest wheel balancing machine in the industry. And for passenger vehicles, they service AC, brakes, suspension, tune-ups, and much more. Never sit through a long wait. Nice Tire and Auto has 10 service bays to get you back on the road quickly. If you have tire problems, check out their large inventory with various Goodyear and Michelin tires. Nice Tire and Auto Service, 4792 Bluntstown Highway, 574-4100.
You put your mower through a lot. All that back and forth can add up to thousands of miles. That's like mowing cross country. Gravely commercial mowers are built for all-day performance, helping you get the job done mile after mile. Gravely, built to mow the distance.
Get your Gravely motor only at TNT Supercenter, your one-stop shop for work or play. 14585 Highway 19 South, Thomasville, Georgia. TNTSupercenter.com.
I'm talking tough, like a state of mind. Tough, like a soldier on the front line. Tough when it gets rough, like my Ford truck. Always enough. I'm talking tough.
Franklin Spring Creek Ford, the place to find your next truck in southern Georgia.
I'm talking tough.
Hey y'all, we're Chris and Preston from Low Cash. Head to Franklin Spring Creek Ford and see them about all of your vehicle needs.
Experience of Mountain Dew Kickstart is like? Well, it's like a combo of 3 awesome things. Dew, juice, and caffeine, rebooting your entire personal operating system.
Mountain Dew Kickstart is in position for consumption. All systems cleared for launch. Initiate launch sequence. T-minus 3, 2, 1, mark. Release the Mountain Dew Kickstart. Mountain Dew Kickstart released. Experiencing a charge of Mountain Dew Kickstart now.
Mountain Dew Kickstart operation successful.
You are now off the couch and out exploring the world.
Roger that.
Get charged up for what's coming next anytime, anywhere with Mountain Dew Kickstart. Available in 10 energizing flavors like mango lime, raspberry citrus, midnight grape, and orange citrus. Mountain Dew Kickstart. Fuel with flavor.
Every Friday, RCD Shell is giving you more bubbles for your buck. 1 liter Mountain Dew products are only 89 cents. When the temperature goes up, cool yourself down with cold, refreshing Mountain Dew and Diet Dew 1 liters for just 89 cents. RCD Shell and Mountain Dew, saving you money and keeping you refreshed.
And now, a Sport Clips well-played moment.
Gentlemen, as you sit in your car or on your stationary bicycle to victory, what do you ponder? Do you think about the fantasy trade your soon-to-be ex-best friend denied? That speech you rehearsed in the shower to confront the loud chewer at your office? Or have you forgotten what you think about? Fear not, because we have a lot on our minds, which includes a head of hair that must be maintained. Sport Clips Haircuts knows this, which is exactly why they created the ultimate haircut place for men who have other things to think about. A great MVP haircut experience with a hot steam towel, massaging shampoo, and sweet, sweet sports on TV. Everything you need for the hair on your head and face with little thought, planning, or preparation. Watch sports, feel great, problem solved. Then when it's done, look in the mirror and say to yourself, well played, sir. Well played.
Sport Clips Haircuts. Find a location near you at sportclips.com.
Brent, this month's topic is classic song lyrics. You ready?
Ready as I'll ever be.
Here's a lyric. American history, practical math. You study them hard and hoping to pass.
It's from School Days by the great Chuck Berry. He wrote and recorded so many great hits.
You mean like TNT Supercenter sells and services so many top golf cart brands with an enormous selection all under one roof?
TNT Supercenter customers can compare the top golf cart brands side by side. Club Car, Yamaha, Star EV, and the ultimate hunting vehicle to beat. TNT Supercenter has the largest selection of carts in the area. Pre-owned carts starting at just $19.99. New carts with a 4-year warranty starting at just $49.99. And at TNT, our service center and service technicians are trained, certified, and authorized for every brand we sell.
And there's plenty of parts and accessories too, right?
Our parts inventory is huge, and we'll dress up your existing cart with a full line of Mad Jack's premium accessory products like seat kits, light kits, lift kits, and now for a limited time, save 20% on all of Mad Jack's parts and accessories.
TNT Supercenter, US 19 South, next to Dairy Queen in Thomasville, and online at TNTSupercenter.com.
The coast is here. Wharf Casual Seafood is a family-friendly restaurant serving high-quality fresh seafood at a great value since 1986. Wharf Casual Seafood's philosophy is that seafood can be affordable, fast, and top-notch quality all at the same time. No one brings families together like Wharf Casual Seafood. Visit their Tallahassee locations on Bannerman Crossing and the newly opened Mahan location at the Costco shopping area. Open 7 days a week. Visit wharfcasualseafood.com for more information or to order online. No need to drive when the coast is here.
Broadcasting live from the Dale Earnhardt Jr. Buick GMC Cadillac Studios. This is 97.9 ESPN Radio, WTSM, Woodville, Thomasville, Tallahassee. ESPN Radio Sports Center.
I'm Kevin Winter. Yes, the Chiefs' offense is going to get all the headlines coming out of last night's dominating win over the Patriots in Foxborough, but don't forget the defense that held New England to only 10 points in the second half. A defense led by All-Pro safety Eric Berry, a defense that will have to go the rest of the year without All-Pro safety Eric Berry. Breaking news are following on SportsCenter. The Chiefs' fears are confirmed. Berry's season is done. Ruptured the Achilles tendon in the fourth quarter last night. Cowboys running back Ezekiel Elliott still waiting word from a Texas judge as to whether or not he can play all 16 games this season or if he has to serve his 6-game suspension starting next week. Elliott will play Sunday. He has filed a temporary restraining order against the domestic violence suspension. The judge is expected to rule on it by 6 p.m. Eastern time today. On to the lights tonight. Rafael Nadal and Juan Martín Del Potro. Del Potro has beaten Nadal in 5 of the last 9 meetings.
It's official. Weekends are now reserved for football. So come watch it at B-Dubs with other fans who are all there for the same reason, to watch sports. In a place packed with roaring fans and a vast menu of food. It's built for fans. It's home for football. It's Buffalo Wild Wings. Wings, beer, sports.
Live from the Dale Earnhardt Jr. Buick GMC Cadillac Studios in the capital city of Tallahassee, this is the Jeff Cameron Show on 97.9 ESPN Radio. It's Libations Friday, brought to you by Corner Pocket Bar and Grill. Corner Pocket Bar and Grill on Appalachia Parkway. Tallahassee loves the Corner Pocket.
Final hour of the Jeff Cameron Show, 97.9 ESPN Radio. I'm Jeff, that's Tom. We're online, ESPNTallahassee.com. If you miss anything from today's show, any show for that matter, we post all 3 hours, both on iTunes and in our own audio vault, the webpage. Good resource for that. Go check it out. You'll find us. You can email the show, jcs at 979espnradio.com. We're on Twitter at JCameronShow. You may want to monitor my feed, Tom's feed, the station feed. Let you know about upcoming shows, whether they're happening on Monday or Tuesday or not. WTSM app, good follow on your mobile devices. If you're one of those people who are out and about having to drive in this, and maybe you're leaving the state of Florida and you're tuning in for the latest information, kind of a weird show today, hodgepodge. We're doing some live, some best of fun stuff just to make you smile a little bit while you travel, or are you listening to escape kind of the worry in your head. But that's a reality of our situation today. It's not a fun show to do. Not that you should be feeling sorry for me by any stretch. But you know, our heart's not in it today either. I'm just being frank with you. Thinking about a lot of other things, just about what we need to get organized with our families down in Tampa and St. Pete and Bradenton and Clearwater areas, all of that. And then, of course, all of us throughout the state are worried about our friends in South Florida. And so, you know, as we make preparations just like you, this doesn't feel very much like a thing to be doing today, right? A sports talk show. But we are, and so here's the deal. The latest, of course, from FSU, as you already know, you knew this as of yesterday, you know, FSU is in Florida A&M and TCC. They're trying to figure it out like everybody else. No school now all the way through Tuesday, as you do know. But now the question seriously becomes, where do you go from here? Because the home opener being canceled against Louisiana Monroe is what it is. It's something they had to do. Maybe at the time that you hear this, admittedly, I'm recording this opening segment of the 5 o'clock hour today at 2:30. And some of these other segments have been live, but it's a hodgepodge today. We're not trying to get out from under that. We're letting you know the truth because we're also taking the advisories that we get in radio and having to do stuff behind the scenes right now to prepare to do our civic duties. So hang in there, and some of that is us worrying about our family, and some of that is the responsibility we have as a station, FCC, and all that other stuff. But let me just say this. It may have already happened at the time you hear this, but if it hasn't, I'm going to go ahead and predict it. I think it's an easy thing to predict. I can't imagine we're playing football next week against Miami. I don't know, but my guess is if this storm is as devastating as they suspect it will be down in South Florida, Tom, that they're going to give those families and friends time to figure that stuff out in the aftermath. of this hurricane, and football will not be on the agenda, I wouldn't think.
Let me throw something crazy out there for you, just as a hypothetical. Obviously today I saw a couple of reports out there that FSU, from at least a season ticket office standpoint, is reaching out to the fans saying, hey, we're going to look to see if we can reschedule the ULM game at some point.
Where and when?
Well, what about next Saturday if the Tallahassee area is not nearly as affected and Miami is not ready to play football? What if Florida State decided to move the ULM game?
Is that something they're talking about? Does ULM have a game?
I don't know, but the thing is that there's no clause that says we have to pay ULM, if the game doesn't happen, which is not happening tomorrow. So I'd wonder if ULM's athletic department wouldn't have a priority to go get the check from Florida State and reschedule whatever it needs to reschedule on its own end. Again, this is early speculation, assuming a lot of things in a house of cards are all built up to the top.
It's bizarre, though, because next week they have a primetime game against Southern Miss in conference. I would have a hard time believing that they could move that around, Tom. That would be very difficult. Maybe I understand why you bring it up, but I don't think so. I don't see how they'd really be. It's a conference game. That's going to be very difficult.
I hear you.
Yeah.
I 100% hear you, but those universities need the checks, too.
Without question, they do. But they don't have – I'm looking here to see where they would have a break. They play the 16th, 23rd, 30th, 7th, 14th, 20th, 24th. They don't – literally, they're – well –
November?
Late November. Yeah. I don't –
Yeah. It may or may not be, but it's just – we're in uncertain times from a scheduling standpoint.
Oh, it's crazy what's going on.
And it could
now,
be
yeah.
that, the funny thing about the Alabama game, if we can laugh for just a moment, we talked about it, how it kind of felt like a bowl game because it was on an island in the schedule in a way, and it's the first game, and so there's a lot of uncertainty that typically comes with a bowl game. There's more uncertainty that comes with, obviously the first game of the season. It's at a neutral location, so it had just a lot of look and feel of a bowl or playoff game. Well, now, on the other end of it, too, I mean, good Lord, the Alabama game is going to be like a season unto itself if this Miami game is, in fact, canceled next week, because then you're playing NC State, and then you start your road schedule, and it's completely discombobulated. For all the proper reasons, it is discombobulated, but it's interesting times to cover sports talk, not just here in Tallahassee, but in the entire state of Florida.
Yeah, so I will say this again. Coach Fisher, he's talked about this now. I mean, the schedule is changing hourly. I mean, things that you think are going to happen are getting canceled. The other things you're not sure about. I don't know, just purely from a football standpoint. And again, we all get it. But purely from a football standpoint, I'm almost certain that he's never had to deal with something quite like this, to the extent where they may not be playing football until the 23rd. And if you are just tuning in and maybe you hadn't had an opportunity to give it a lot of thought, understandably so, you say, well, wait, they haven't canceled the Miami game, have they? No, they haven't, as at the time that we're doing this broadcast. But my guess is that's what's forthcoming, since Miami and Florida State both have the same bye week on the 7th of next month. So you could play the game October the 7th, and neither school would really be inconvenienced in any way, and that would give Miami, in the aftermath, in the wake of this terrible storm, that's an understatement, in the wake of this hurricane, the opportunity to kind of do what they have to do for their friends and family and the university.
I can't imagine they were practicing today, so that would mean they haven't practiced since Tuesday of this week. And then you're telling me about repair efforts, recovery efforts, trying to get the university functional. I get that it's a private university, so they can set their own schedule independent, but I don't think they're going to set some sort of schedule way outside the bounds of what the governor is ordering for the state, just so they can get their football program together ahead of a game against Florida State on Saturday. There are a lot of hoops, hoops to jump through for Miami. Again, it's not necessarily about Tallahassee. Maybe this thing takes a right turn up the state, goes up the Atlantic, and Tallahassee is hardly affected. But Miami is going to be affected. I think we can reasonably say, within the cone of uncertainty that we see every time the NOAA releases an advisory every 3 hours, Miami's going to get hit and hit freaking hard, man.
It's not just that. You've already got places in Tampa that are evacuating. So really, we're talking about travel arrangements for fans. We're talking about booking. We're talking about hotels and cars and planes. And, there's so much involved that you're absolutely right. I mean, I think people who just live here or maybe somewhere near here think, whoa, Tallahassee, it's beautiful outside. We could be playing football. No. It's not about what the weather's going to be tomorrow. Of course, we get that, right? I mean, a few knuckleheads have emailed us and so forth, but for the most part, I think people get it. It's a logistical nightmare.
No, the domino effect of trying to travel on the interstate highways in the state right now by itself is reason enough to do what Florida has done, the state of, that is. And honestly, you need all the shelters you can get in the central and northern part of the states. So while in the first half an hour to hour last night of hearing that all schools were closed today,
I was texting you, and
I was not pleased. The more you think about it, obviously these people, they've been battening down for days in the government and trying to figure out the best plan possible, and it is the right course of action. They had no choice.
No choice. Jeff Cameron Show, 97.9 ESPN Radio.
When you're in need of auto repairs, look no further than Nice Tire and Auto Service. Nice has been in business for 16 years with long-term, knowledgeable sales associates. They have the latest wheel balancing machine in the industry. And for passenger vehicles, they service AC, brakes, suspension, tune-ups, and much more. Never sit through a long wait. Nice Tire and Auto has 10 service bays to get you back on the road quickly. If you have tire problems, check out their large inventory with various Goodyear and Michelin tires. Nice Tire and Auto Service, 4792 Bluntstown Highway, 574-4100.
You can tell a lot about a tractor by its warranty. That's why Mahindra makes the toughest tractors on earth. With steel, not plastic. Backed by the industry's best limited powertrain warranty, period. Not 5 years, not 6 years, but a full 7 years on select models. No wonder the other guys are green with envy.
No money down, 0% interest, and no payments until July. Available at TNT Supercenter.
I'm talking tough, like a state of mind. Tough, like a soldier on the front line. Tough when it gets rough, like my Ford truck. Always enough, I'm talking tough.
Franklin Spring Creek Ford, the place to find your next truck in southern Georgia.
Hey y'all, we're Chris and Preston from Low Cash. Head to Franklin Spring Creek Ford and see them about all of your vehicle needs.
Orville, I'm ready. You can count on me.
Fox Sunday. From Seth MacFarlane comes a brand new name in space adventure.
The Orville. The Orville. The Orville. That's hot.
It's the series being called hilarious, amazing, and sci-fi fun.
Boom! That's what I'm talking about. Boom!
The Orville from Seth MacFarlane. Series premiere Sunday after football on Fox.
Cool.
This weekend at Kohl's, it's not our everyday sale. Shop hundreds of epic deals in-store and online. No coupons needed. Tech Gear tees and tanks for her, just $5.99. Sonoma tees for him, just $6.99. Women's Sonoma and Apartment 9 jeans, only $19.99. Kids' athletic shoes, $34.99. And the Big One twin bedding set is just $49.99. Stock up, save big, and get Kohl's cash. It's not our everyday sale. Thursday through Sunday, only at Kohl's. Select styles, see store or Kohl's.com for details.
Power Service is made just for diesels. Does your diesel run like it did when you first got it? You'd be surprised at the power you've lost over the miles. Diesel Clean plus cetane boost from Power Service restores lost power and fuel economy, cleans injectors, and smooths rough-running engines. And now buy 2 80-ounce bottles of Diesel Clean and get $10 back. That's right, $10. Learn more at PowerServiceRebate.com. PowerServiceRebate.com.
Power Service. Made just for diesels.
Offer good at participating retailers only.
You're locked in with the Jeff Cameron Show on 97.9 ESPN Radio.
Hard to believe now that this particular bit from the Jeff Cameron Show took place some 5 years ago. But I'm going to enjoy listening to this one along with you because we had fun doing it. And a little Zamfir action for you. Hopefully put a smile on your face if you're traveling or listening in for escapism. Enjoy.
I want to do something here in a second, but before I do, Tom, I have not commented on this yet, and I thought about it during the break, and I don't know why, but it's probably proof that it is an outstanding effort. For years now, I have been waiting for us to produce, Florida State University that is, to produce an impactful commercial. Something that resonates with the viewer. And I, certain slogans and campaigns have worked for other schools. Obviously, we all got very sick of seeing the Go Gators campaign. But they show people all over the world walking by each other, Go Gators. And so, there have been lots of these. That's what I'm talking about, these little advertisements that run during the games. Oh, do we've got one now, buddy. Tell me that doesn't give you the goose pimples. It is a thing of beauty. I love it. Right down to the very end where we, I think, brought in Zamfir to play the pan flute. It is just outstanding. You're looking at me like I'm crazy. You know what I'm talking about with Chief Osceola and Renegade, and it's slow motion.
Yes,
and
but no, you've mentioned this before. What is
Zamfir? He's the king of the pan flute. You don't know who Zamfir is?
I just figured you were making up mumbo jumbo.
No, I'm not making it up. He's the master of the pan flute. We brought him in, I think. I don't know if we brought him in or not. But at the very end, you hear the doo, 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 doo. And it's so well done. I'm like, well, that has to be Zamfir. Is Zamfir still? He's like 70-something years old. He's still
got the pipes. He's
been playing the expanded version of the traditional Romanian style pan flute for a very long time.
Romanian style?
Mm-hmm. There's 20 pipes. The expanded version of the pan flute, Tom, is 30 pipes to increase the range. Zamfir. You don't remember those commercials? Yeah, you are too young. There were commercials for freaking Zamfir back in the day, just like Boxcar Willie. They used to do these back when people ordered records and or tapes and or CDs off the television via a 1-800 number. They would have advertisements for any number of musicians, Kenny G and the like. And they had one for Zamfir. Zamfir, the king of the pan flute. And then they would show him and all these people. I couldn't believe he would fill these opera houses and people would sit and listen for hours to Zamfir playing the freaking pan flute. That's ridiculous. I hope we flew him in. I'll have to get an answer from the folks at Florida State. It's really well done. People, you guys know who Zamfir is, please. I'm not insane. Show this young whippersnapper I'm not nuts. JCS at 979 ESPNradio.com. Zamfir. That is his name, right? I think I have it right.
Yeah, George Zamfir.
I haven't referenced Zamfir, I don't think, on the program ever.
Oh, we did the Karate Kid. An email just came through.
Oh, see? There it is. You're missing the impact of this segment, Tom. I'm proud of us for having a cool commercial. That is an outstanding. Have you seen it? It's great.
No, I have. The commercial is awesome. There's no question there. That's what you want right there. But
it's good.
I literally thought the dude's name was Zam Space Fear, and
no, Zamfir
is
George
Zamfir.
Yeah, Zamfir. Zamfir, the king of the pan flute, now on a one-time offer. Get this double album from Zamfir live at the BBC. Tom, I just pulled this up since you didn't know who he was. After nearly a decade-long absence, Romanian pan flute virtuoso. Can you be a virtuoso of the pan flute? I feel like small children could be excellent pan flute players. They'd just be able to. I mean, it doesn't look like a difficult instrument. Like everybody can play the harmonica after a day. If you give somebody a harmonica and say, here's the deal. There he is. The haunting sounds of Zamfir.
Oh, we had help this time, apparently.
Well, he's got a backing band. You can't just sit there and play the pan flute all night.
Well, that's what it sounds like.
Oh. Oh, breathtaking, Martha. How did we not know of this Zamfir in our youth?
I think the title of the song is like, "There is great honor in his heart."
Said Dung Beetle Willie. One of his most notable contributions to the soundtrack of the classic Australian film Picnic at Hanging Rock. It's now Zamfir. And for just $9.99, you get a bonus CD. Zamfir at Sergio Leone. This master of the pan flute give you hours.
Oh, what a note. He struck that note.
He got it. He's getting it. Woo! It's a showdown. All right, we've clearly lost it. Anyhow, he's still rocking.
It's a showdown, though. You're right about that.
If you'd like to call it that, he is still rocking. Now teamed up with Francis Lai and Nino Marciano, Zamfir live.
I don't know why. F-bomb.
See, we're losing to Vanderbilt. F-bomb.
Let's regroup.
See, we're losing to Duke. F-bomb.
Not in a commercial, though.
See, we're losing to Wake. F-bomb. This world-renowned pan flutist, Zamfir, can be yours now for just $9.99.
I have to say, more than this treasure of a track, right, that we're listening to. I have found it.
We had emailers who proved to you that I am not crazy. You were looking at me nuts. That was a very popular commercial for a very long time, I think in the 80s.
Have to give credit to Eric for sending
Eric
in.
found it?
Yeah.
Good job, Eric. Well done. Play that sucker for the folks. Play Zamfir.
The entire thing?
Well, just so people know I'm not crazy.
Okay. It's about a 2-minute commercial.
Well, we can interrupt it after you'll get the gist. Here's Zamfir right here. You got it.
You've heard his hauntingly beautiful music in movies, on radio and TV. He's sold over 20 million records round the world. His name is Zamfir, master of the pan flute, that magical instrument with the unforgettable sound.
That
Now,
magical
his
instrument.
magnificent all-new collection. Zamfir plays the world's most beautiful melodies.
I think I found my Closers album.
All right. It's enough of Zamfir. Oh, wait.
Relax.
Okay.
As Zamfir sweeps you away.
He's playing The Rose.
Haunting, tranquil beauty.
Very good.
Yeah, I know music, Tom. Memory? Yeah, it was pretty easy.
That was an easy one, yeah.
All right, let's get on to some sports, shall we? I'll get you Zamfir for Christmas. Oh, your birthday. When's your birthday? Today? Tomorrow?
Thursday.
All right.
Close enough.
Can I special order Zamfir?
You can. We'll see if the phone number still
see if it
exists.
still works. Call that 800 number and see if we can get Zamfir in here quickly.
The best part is there's plus 4 more songs, so they don't tell you what they are.
No, those will be good ones. Those will be great.
2 records or 2 cassettes for $12.98. The phone number, give it a shot, 1-800-421-2000. Ask him about Zamfir. See what happens.
Get Tom that for his birthday. If you guys can order that. I mean, it's 2 tapes for just $12. I mean, plus 4 more songs. It's a really it's a blockbuster offer. And if you order now, Ozzie Guillen was fired today. Perhaps he can elicit the services of Zamfir to come play at his house.
That will soothe him.
Yes. Over it. Yeah, he could fall into the loving arms of Fidel Castro as he listens to Zamfir. Well done, Ozzie. There you go, buddy. Fired after just 1 year as manager of the last place Miami Marlins, who I think now you could say this does put a ribbon on as cataclysmically bad first year in the new stadium as you could possibly have, huh? Holy jeez. I know we should get Ozzie Guillen. Why? Well, there are a lot of Spanish people down here. That is true. That is true. Maybe we should bring in Ozzie.
Hispanic. Hispanic.
He walks in. Hey, everybody. How about that Fidel Castro? What a guy. Now let's go win 66 games. We're going to show these folks what baseball is all about.
Questions? Anybody?
Anybody? This will be the 5th manager, the next one, for owner Jeffrey Loria since 2010. Huh? Really? Jeez, Jeffrey. 2 managers he fired made the playoffs this year, as you well know. And after careful consideration following the disappointment of the 2012 season, quote, we decided to dismiss Ozzie. Our managerial search begins immediately, and our hope is that a new manager, along with roster improvements, yes, will restore a winning culture here in Miami. I would say the season definitely went sour from the start after he praised Fidel Castro within a day or two of getting the job. Sir, that is not what you do.
Who is the one figure in human history?
You do it. It's just great. I mean, well, you guys have been asking me a lot about my managerial style. I'm like the great Stalin or Hitler. You take your choice. Idi Amin. You pick your despot you like, and we'll go from there. In that, I'm rigid.
Insofar as...
Yeah. Oh, I won't mass execute any of our players, no. And I don't embrace...
But you better run out of ground ball.
Right. We have rules, as did they. And they were sticklers. That's all I'm saying.
He has secret police in the clubhouse.
Man alive. The Venezuelan manager apologized repeatedly at a news conference for his remarks about the Cuban leader. That became a 5-game suspension, only 5 days into his stay with the team. Hey, we're off to a rollicking good start here in Miami.
He still refuses, however, to apologize to Jay Mariotti.
Well, and by the way, I stand up and applaud him for not apologizing to Jay Mariotti, who's a loser. Even more than Ozzie Guillen, which is saying some things. Wow. If he is banished from the game, Ozzie that is, and does not make his way back on a bench somewhere, I will miss him. He was good for a quote a week. At least, maybe every 2 weeks after the tisk that was brought on by his Fidel Castro commentary. But, I mean, you need guys like that in the league, but just not managing your favorite team.
Or one that's located in Miami.
So you think if he had been, a double-A manager in Idaho, that might have just gone unnoticed?
Yeah, or maybe like the Twins, Not that there's anything that Minnesotans have against.
What do you think the Minnesotans are okay with Fidel Castro?
Like Castro.
Yeah, Ozzie. Yeah.
They just be like, what in the world?
One thing Ozzie knows is he's embracing our Minnesotans' love for Fidel Castro.
Good thing we don't play the Marlins this year in Interleague.
Yeah, he's really striking the right chords. Tom just throws a blanket over the folks in Minnesota.
No, it wouldn't reach anybody's radar.
I know one thing, Jeff, it's that those Minnesotans, they love Fidel Castro.
They're Castro sympathizers.
They love him. It's the weirdest thing. You're driving along, you get into Minnesota, there's a picture of Castro.
It says it on their license plate.
Nowhere, yeah.
It's the slogan.
Castro or bust.
Doesn't even say Minnesota on their license plate.
Castro or bust. You can get T-shirts.
It's like Castronomy.
Oh, man alive. All right, play music. We'll go to the final hour and gather ourselves. It's the Jeff Cameron Show on 97.9 ESPN Radio.
When you're in need of auto repairs, look no further than Nice Tire and Auto Service. Nice has been in business for 16 years with long-term, knowledgeable sales associates. They have the latest wheel balancing machine in the industry. And for passenger vehicles, they service AC, brakes, suspension, tune-ups, and much more. Never sit through a long wait. Nice Tire and Auto has 10 service bays to get you back on the road quickly. If you have tire problems, check out their large inventory with various Goodyear and Michelin tires. Nice Tire and Auto Service, 4792 Bluntstown Highway, 574-4100.
You put your mower through a lot. All that back and forth can add up to thousands of miles. That's like mowing cross country. Gravely commercial mowers are built for all-day performance, helping you get the job done mile after mile. Gravely, built to mow the distance.
Get your Gravely motor only at TNT Supercenter, your one-stop shop for work or play. 14585 Highway 19 South, Thomasville, Georgia. TNTSupercenter.com.
I'm talking tough, like a state of mind. Tough, like a soldier on the front line. Tough when it gets rough, like my Ford truck. Always enough. I'm talking tough.
Franklin Spring Creek Ford, the place to find your next truck in southern Georgia.
I'm talking tough.
Hey y'all, we're Chris and Preston from Low Cash. Head to Franklin Spring Creek Ford and see them about all of your vehicle needs.
Cast race betting, you've got more winning opportunities right here close to home. Plus, we now offer 3-card poker and Pai Gow in our card room. Satisfy big appetites at Stables, featuring hot and cold sandwiches, salads, and weekend specials. There's always something exciting going on at Creek Entertainment Gretna, I-10, exit 174, Gretna, Florida.
Football season is here, and it's time to score big and get in on the action with MyBookie.ag. MyBookie is an industry-leading website and the best place for you to cash in on all the insane last-minute drives, huge upsets, and heart-pounding finishes. Join now, and MyBookie will match your deposit with up to a 100% bonus. They have in-game live betting on nearly every sporting event, plus a user-friendly mobile site so you never miss a single play. Are you sick and tired of getting the runaround when you ask for a payout? Come join MyBookie today. With decades of expertise, no hassle payouts, and no fine print, you'll experience the greatest customer service in the business, guaranteed. Use promo code RADIO to activate your bonus of up to 100%. Call 844-900-2387 or visit mybookie.ag to open an account. That's 844-900-BETS, or go online to mybookie.ag and use promo code RADIO. Win with the best, only at MyBookie. Sign up today.
Attention all business owners, it's here. 97.9 ESPN Radio has developed the Triple Play, Tallahassee's most effective advertising campaign. The Triple Play combines radio, TV, and the internet, and it's brought to you only by Tallahassee's #1 sports station.
Hi, I'm Travis Kelly, account executive here at 97.9 ESPN Radio. Call me at 561-8400 right now to find out more about the Triple Play advertising campaign and begin growing your business. It's football season. Everybody's listening. Call me, Travis Kelly, at 561-8400 to partner your business with Tallahassee Sports Monster.
Do you want the cleanest used car, truck, or SUV at the lowest price? FranksAutoWorld.com. How has Frank's Auto World become Tallahassee's fastest growing used car dealer? Simple. Frank carries up to 70 of the cleanest used cars, trucks, and SUVs, then prices them on the internet lower than the competition. Think I'm kidding? Type in FranksAutoWorld.com on your smartphone, iPad, or desktop. Get multiple pictures and even a free Carfax of each vehicle and a rating by Car Guru showing you the price is a good deal. FranksAutoWorld.com.
ESPN Radio Sports Center.
I'm Kevin Winter. Yes, the Chiefs' offense is going to get all the headlines coming out of last night's dominating win over the Patriots in Foxborough, but don't forget the defense that held New England to only 10 points in the second half. A defense led by All-Pro safety Eric Berry, a defense that will have to go the rest of the year without All-Pro safety Eric Berry. Breaking news are following on SportsCenter. The Chiefs' fears are confirmed. Berry's season is done. Ruptured the Achilles tendon in the fourth quarter last night. Cowboys running back Ezekiel Elliott still waiting word from a Texas judge as to whether or not he can play all 16 games this season or if he has to serve his 6-game suspension starting next week. Elliott will play Sunday. He has filed a temporary restraining order against the domestic violence suspension. The judge is expected to rule on it by 6 p.m. Eastern time today. On to the lights tonight. Rafael Nadal and Juan Martín Del Potro. Del Potro has beaten Nadal in 5 of the last 9 meetings.
It's official. Weekends are now reserved for football. So come watch it at B-Dubs with other fans who are all there for the same reason, to watch sports. In a place packed with roaring fans and a vast menu of food. It's built for fans. It's home for football. It's Buffalo Wild Wings. Wings, beer, sports.
Live from the Dale Earnhardt Jr. Buick GMC Cadillac Studios in the capital city of Tallahassee, this is the Jeff Cameron Show on 97.9 ESPN Radio. It's Libations Friday, brought to you by Corner Pocket Bar and Grill. Corner Pocket Bar and Grill on Appalachian Parkway. Tallahassee loves the Corner Pocket.
couldn't ignore the annual picks contest with Mom just because of a hurricane. So as she scrambles along with other members of my family down in Bradenton to make sure that everything is boarded up and put away, we did make time for picks, and it's the right thing to do. I guess it's that time, Tom. We've got the cue. We still got the sounder, don't we? The famed. Well, you know what's funny is we should have him come back on and do a new one.
Who? Show contributor Chris?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we should do it. Show contributor Chris could do it.
Well, he was due to come up here next week for the Miami game, but I don't know that he'll be coming up here.
Doesn't look like it. We'll see. All right, fire it up.
And now for another edition of the Family Pick. Nick.
Go to your room! Ma, the meatloaf!
Take it away, Jeffrey.
Welcome in, Mom. You are the defending champion. First time ever defending champion against your son. But you took home the prize a year ago and knocked me off by 2 full games. And so it is that the crown weighs heavy on your head.
I know, it does. I'm telling you. And what a crazy start to football season. I'm telling you, we got more games canceled than games being played.
I know. You didn't have the Chiefs last night. Neither did I.
I did not, but I was kind of mad about it. But I was sure happy to see them win, even though I didn't win the game.
I was very happy to see them win. It was a lot of fun, wasn't it?
It was I know. You don't see that very often where Tom Brady is on the ground, and also they looked a little confused out there a few times.
It was beautiful. That was a good game plan Andy Reid and his coaching staff put together, well executed, and it wasn't a fluke. They were the better team last night.
And how about that rookie? Was his last name Akeem or his first name?
Kareem Hunt, Mom.
Kareem Hunt.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. Well, boy, after that initial fumble, he did awesome.
Nothing like dropping 246 yards on your ass. I mean, yeah, that'll do some things. What
I
a
know,
night.
that'll get your attention.
Yeah, good stuff. You ready? Here we go, Mama.
I hope I am.
All right. We'll start off with the best game of the weekend by far. Everybody's going to be glued to this one. Jets-Bills.
Oh, I picked Buffalo.
I did too. Atlanta's going up to Chicago.
I picked Atlanta.
Baltimore at Cincinnati.
I picked Baltimore.
I took Cincinnati. There
Oh,
we go.
did you?
All
Okay.
right. We got
Oh, we
one
got
different
one already.
early in the year. Here we go. Pittsburgh at Cleveland.
I've got Pittsburgh.
Arizona at Detroit.
Yeah, I've got Arizona.
Me too, but I wrestled with it.
I know, me too.
Jacksonville at Houston.
Houston.
Oakland at Tennessee. Good game.
Yeah, Oakland.
I'm going to take the Titans. All right, there we go. We've got a second game here. I think it's a coin flip, but I like that game. I'll take the Titans at home.
Okay.
Philadelphia at Washington.
Yeah, I picked Washington.
Me too. Indianapolis at the Rams.
Now this is hard for me. Because I picked Indy, and I'm going to stick with it. I don't know if they have a chance with that Tolzien guy or not, but I don't know anything much. I can't remember about the Rams and who they have, and so I took Indy.
Both teams are garbage. I took the Rams to be less garbage in the home opener. I think they're both terrible. It should be ugly. Seattle's at Green Bay. Good game.
It is a good game. I'm taking Green Bay.
Me too. Carolina's at San Francisco.
Carolina.
You know, wouldn't it be great if San Francisco could win that game? They've got a very good defense. They could, but I'm going to take Carolina as well. The Giants are at Dallas.
Dallas.
New Orleans is at Minnesota.
Oh, yeah. New Orleans. But I don't know about that game.
Give me the Vikings, Tom. Give me the Vikings,
God,
buddy.
we are going to be...
Yeah, look at this. Right out the gates, we're coming out swinging. I like it.
I don't like this.
I do. I like it. I think it's great. All right, now this sounds weird to say. The Los Angeles Chargers against the Denver Broncos.
I know it. I am taking Denver.
I, too, am taking the Denver Broncos. And we already had the game in the books last night. Kansas City beats New England, so we both start 0-1 there. Neither of us got a head up on that one.
So we have got 4 games different. The Cincinnati game.
Yeah, we got Vikes Saints different, Rams Colts different, Titans Raiders different, and Cincinnati and Baltimore different. So there you go.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, it's going to be exciting.
Mama, be safe down there. Here's to me kicking your ass this year.
Oh no, I've got to keep up my good work. I didn't even know that I did that good. but it's a pleasant way to start out.
There you go. Be safe.
All
We'll talk
right,
throughout
you
the
too.
day.
I'll talk to you next week.
All right. Bye, Mom. Love you.
Bye-bye.
All right. That's it. Mom down there running around. They got a generator, Tom. Brand new generator.
Oh, do they?
I was informed this morning. They got a brand new generator.
That's how it's done.
Yeah, you know who's going to make a lot of money after all this? The generator people, first of all. But have you seen the Mac Daddy generator commercial? That's like a 20-minute infomercial where it's the one that hooks up to your house and it's professional. It looks nice. They have to come out. They like fly out to your place. Have you seen this yet?
No, I've not.
You're going to get caught up watching it because it's actually a really well-done commercial.
Is this because you're up in the middle of the night watching infomercials?
Well, it's because I'm up in the middle of the night not trying to watch infomercials, flipping around looking for something to watch if I'm not reading. And I have come across it. Generally, it comes on around 5 a.m., about 5 a.m., Tom.
Okay, so you've watched your first 20-minute infomercial because you wanted to.
It was good.
Oh,
it was really
man.
good.
You're crossing a new threshold,
No.
buddy.
I did watch it because I wanted to see. I thought, well, how are they going to try to sell this? I'm actually interested in how people try to sell things, partly because of what we do for a living in general. Obviously, I'm a radio talk show host, and that's what I do. But this station's success depends on people's ability to sell it. And I'm always watching that very closely, Tom. I know you are too. And also, I'm always interested in the mindset, of the idea of what would you do to sell a generator? Well, you would prey on people's fears, right? Wouldn't that be the first thing you do is prey on people's fears?
Well, sure. It's just like if you're selling security systems. That's
Right.
what you got to do.
Yeah. So it's a shaky endeavor right off the bat. You're really kind of unscrupulous right off the bat. So when I saw this commercial, I thought, how are they going to professionally sell me a $13,000 generator? And they do a fine job. By the end, I said, that's a worthy investment. I could see me wanting to buy that generator. I never would. $13,000. It's not a car, but it's a good-looking generator, Tom. And you could be without power for months and you'd be fine.
That's like listening to certain types of programming on the radio and you're saying, do you love pizza? That's how they started.
Oh,
you're like,
yeah,
well,
yeah.
sure, I love pizza.
I like pizza a lot. Talk more.
I hate the Democratic Party because I like pizza. I hate the Republican Party because I like pizza.
Yeah.
I hate freedom because I like pizza.
Yeah. No,
Unbelievable. Then you go, well, that makes total sense.
Yeah.
And then 5 minutes later you go, wait, what?
No, that doesn't. What? How did that happen? I do want some pizza.
But pizza sounds
pizza
delicious.
Is delicious. I do like pizza.
Maybe some pepperoni on that pizza.
It's still the oddest thing to me always is that you love pizza and hate cheese. The great oddity of this world.
It's got to be with crispy surroundings. It's crispy surroundings.
There's plenty of dripping cheese that you like. I've seen you put it and eat it and have it and love it. It's just bizarre.
Crispy surroundings, man.
Okay. Anyhow, I lost to my mom last year. That cannot stand. That aggression will not stand, man.
That's why Chicago style, not so much. But the New York style, the thin crust, hey, there we go.
So you don't like deep dish?
I can do it if I have to. But, I mean, that's
because
more
it's
of
damn delicious.
I've never had the true Chicago-style sauce on top deep dish, though. If I ever make it out to Chicago, I'd like to do it next year if it's not prohibitively expensive to make that trip. Did you see the cost for people that were trying to make the trip for the Georgia-Notre Dame game? I mean, it's between tickets and hotel and all that kind of stuff, it was between $2,000 and $3,000 a person if you wanted to do it the right way.
Yeah, but Chicago is awesome. And you would really, I'm just telling you, you're going to like Chicago.
That's quite the budget.
Tom, we're going. So just start budgeting now. We're going.
We've said that a lot about a lot of places.
No, but we've gone. We went to Boston, and we're going to go to Chicago. You can't not go to Chicago, man. It'll be awesome. Plus, you're going to the Notre Dame Stadium. So, I mean, you got to do that.
Sure.
It's the right thing.
If we do that, then we got to get the deep dish. I got to see what this is all about.
Sure. It's okay. I mean, I like it.
Yeah, it's more of a...
I've gone to the original Uno's, the whole deal.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's
but if you go to, like, the original Grimaldi's in New York, that's more appealing to you?
I like them all.
Oh.
I like them all. They're very different. I'm not being... No, listen. I'm not being political. I'm telling you, I like them both for different reasons. I don't like the wait. When you go... That's the problem. At either one of those places, because they're famous, people flock to those places, so you're sitting there like an ass. And no pizza is worth me sitting around for 2.5 hours to get in.
Yeah, but the deep dish thing, you have a slice and you're like, good Lord.
Oh, you're full.
I'm fed for weeks.
You are, but it is delicious. I mean, it is delicious. But the problem is you have like a big, thick slice of that with a beer. Forget about it. You're done. You're in a food coma. You pass out at the bar. It's crazy. It's hard. It's very difficult, but it is tasty. Jeff Cameron, 97.9 ESPN Radio.
When you're in need of auto repairs, look no further than Nice Tire and Auto Service. Nice has been in business for 16 years with long-term, knowledgeable sales associates. They have the latest wheel balancing machine in the industry. And for passenger vehicles, they service AC, brakes, suspension, tune-ups, and much more. Never sit through a long wait. Nice Tire and Auto has 10 service bays to get you back on the road quickly. If you have tire problems, check out their large inventory with various Goodyear and Michelin tires. Nice Tire and Auto Service, 4792 Bluntstown Highway, 574-4100.
You can tell a lot about a tractor by its warranty. That's why Mahindra makes the toughest tractors on earth. With steel, not plastic. Backed by the industry's best limited powertrain warranty, period. Not 5 years, not 6 years, but a full 7 years on select models. No wonder the other guys are green with envy.
No money down, 0% interest, and no payments until July. Available at TNT Supercenter.
I'm talking tough, like a state of mind. Tough, like a soldier on the front line. Tough when it gets rough, like my Ford truck. Always enough. I'm talking tough.
Franklin Spring Creek Ford, the place to find your next truck in southern Georgia.
Hey y'all, we're Chris and Preston from Low Cash. Head to Franklin Spring Creek Ford and see them about all of your vehicle needs.
222-2532.
So your AC is on the fritz? Call Barano Heating and Air Conditioning for help, day or night. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Barano Heating and Air, 580-4029 or BaranoAC.com. Florida license number CAC 057652.
Get your weekend started right here on 97.9 ESPN Radio. Saturdays at 6 a.m. with Fishing Florida Radio. Listen to the three amigos, Boudreaux, Steve Chapman, and Captain Mike Ortega as they catch you up to speed on what's new and biting in the North Florida region. Big-time guests, celebrities, interviews, and 3 hours of the fishing info you need. Fishing Florida Radio is brought to you by Sea Quarters Marina off Highway 98 in Carabel. Sea Quarters Marina, your full-service marina, and presented by Hobbit American Grill, locally owned and operated since 1978.
At Whole Foods Market, we believe in real food. Food that's full of nutrients, naturally vivid and colorful, fresh and delicious. Food that connects you to your body, to the seasons, and to the natural world. We believe food should nourish you and help you think. It should help you feel calm, clear-headed, and strong. It should help you do more, sleep better, and wake up happier. That's food that lives up to its name. We believe in real food. Whole Foods Market.
This is the Jeff Cameron Show. Jeff Cameron Show on 97.9 ESPN Radio.
Another reminder as we wrap it up that our friends at Proof are going to do the right thing over the weekend with Irma approaching, of course. Proof announced yesterday on the show that they would like to offer the community, our community, clean, filtered drinking water for free. Water's available today. It's available tomorrow and on Sunday from 12 to 7 p.m. It's the same water, as Proof notes, that they use to brew their beer. You can bring in any jug you want, a growler, a container, a bottle of any size, and they're going to fill it to the house. In the event the storm deals a major blow to Tallahassee, we'll have our tanks filled with over 300 barrels, almost 10,000 gallons of water ready to provide the community. If it's safe and they have power, they're going to offer up these services post-storm as well. To our friends, brewing partners, and families down south and throughout the state, please stay safe. Proof Brewing Company. So just want to remind you guys of that if you need water this weekend. You know, it's a weird way to end the show. It's been a weird show. It's a mix and match live show and some best of stuff. It's not a show that frankly feels like a lot of fun to do. I'm not dire. I'm not, it's not one of those things. It's just that everybody's kind of preoccupied with the other things, understandably so, and we are too. So we'll try to make sure that obviously the station stays on the air as best we can. And Tom will work hard to make sure that we're monitoring the power of the station and all that good stuff and whatever he can do about it here or remotely. But if for some reason, knock on wood, this isn't the case, but if Tallahassee is going to be without power for an extended period of time, it will mean that in all likelihood, just as there is no school on Monday or Tuesday now, the announcement coming down, There may not be a Jeff Cameron show on Monday or Tuesday. We'll see. We're going to monitor that situation. Obviously, we have families. I've got a wife and 2 kids and extended family throughout the state of Florida that I'll be worried about, and on into Georgia with my dad just a few hours up the road. So just like you guys, we've got other concerns than sports talk radio or sports in general. So we'll do our best. But hopefully I'm on Monday. Hopefully we're talking about how we were able to, narrowly avoid catastrophe, and that this thing doesn't cost the lives of people in the state. And obviously we hope the state's not devastated. But right now, the unknowing and the inability to predict with great certainty what's going to happen. I just want to give you a heads up on that.
As we said earlier, the cone of uncertainty, it says it all, right? I mean, even the 2 p.m. advisory, the 5 p.m. advisory, whatever you get tonight, until it really makes its way onto the state itself, it's hard to tell exactly what's going to happen here specifically as it relates to the central part of the state. Obviously, I got family in Palm Harbor and in the Trinity and North Pinellas County area, and I got some family that left North Palm Harbor and they went all the way up to Tennessee. They decided, you know what, let's make a trip out of it. Let's go to Graceland.
Let's ride out.
But I mean, I know everybody who works here and everybody who is listening to this has somebody who's in the state and in harm's way. Hopefully, they've already gotten out of the way. And be patient if you're on the road. I know it ain't easy. I heard some reports today of friends leaving out of South Florida. It took them 7 hours to get about 2.5 hours away in a typical travel day. So I got you, and I hate it for you, and we're all going to get through this one.
Yeah, we will, and then we'll be back on the air with you. So maybe we're on Monday, maybe we're not. Don't know yet. And obviously, as Florida State continues to hand out information, disseminate information regarding their plans, now the school is closed Monday and Tuesday as well, same for Florida A&M and TCC. So now you hold off on any kind of definitive predictions moving forward. We're just going to wait and see, and it could very well be that football is severely altered. There's just no other way around it, and that's the way it's got to be, understandably so. So there's that. By the way, we got to do the What's on Tap, so we might as well, because I can make it. It doesn't have to be fun.
Ready for a cold one?
Yes.
Proof Brewing Company in Railroad Square Art Park presents What's on Tap. So, Jeff, what'll it be?
Well, I am going to have a couple cold ones here in about 10 minutes. But that said, What's on Tap is sadly a hurricane, it looks like. And so we're going to wait it out just like everybody else, and just be safe, everybody. I mean, obviously there are football games to watch, and we will, just as there are baseball games and everything else. But in the interim, we're monitoring the storm. Listen, my son's football game's canceled. My son's soccer game's canceled. I think most things are canceled. So I don't know. I mean, if you want to take it by the 7th Hill Tap Room, you could swing on over there and partake in a little proof. There's plenty of it there.
Sure, absolutely. And that's where we would be today normally, had it not been for the football game cancellation. For all the right reasons. I mean, you take a look at some, like I said earlier, but if you take a look at some of the sky cams of the Florida Turnpike, of 95, of 75. They activated the shoulder of 75 earlier today to see if they could help. I wonder how long it's going to be before they activate both ways, northbound, southbound to both go northbound, or I-10 if they activate, westbound and eastbound to both go westbound at some point here in the state. We'll see. But, again, yeah, you could go to the 7th Hill Tap Room and get yourself a 32-ounce crowler. That's what we would be telling you about usually today, and get a Proof product while you're at it.
Proof Brewing Company and For the Table Hospitality present the 5th Annual Florida Tap Invitational, September 29th and 30th, one of North Florida's largest two-day beer festivals. VIP and general admission tickets are available online at FloridaTapInvitational.com. As we say goodbye and as we say, stay safe and all that good stuff, again, we got it. There's so many more important things than football. I will say this. It's just really incredibly a weird situation. This will be the oldest, if in fact everything kind of plays out the way we're projecting, this will be the latest Florida State's had a home opener in 39 years, I think I read.
Just think about it, the logistics of it. It just, it makes more sense to just kind of operate under the impression that
it ain't gonna happen.
Ain't gonna happen.
Yeah. So there's that. But in the interim, you can crack up at what you saw last night and enjoy yourself, because that was something special. As my mom noted, I was looking at some of these numbers that will blow you away. That was the most yardage and I think points a Bill Belichick coach team has ever given up in the opener. And in addition to that, where was the stat? It was an unbelievable stat. It was something along the lines of yards per. Yeah, everything in Bill Belichick's career was shattered last night, basically. Not the championships. You can't take the rings away. He's still an all-time great, Hall of Famer, arguably greatest coach of all time kind of guy if you ignore all the cheating. But those numbers to see were breathtaking that the Chiefs put on the Patriots last night, and Alex Smith today beaming. But bad news, Barry is lost for the season.
Yeah, that Michelle Tafoya was reporting last night fieldside that it was an Achilles injury. I thought, whoa, well, usually you don't get that specific of a report because we know what that word means. Achilles in general just means minimum if it's a strain, a long time, maximum if it's a tear or a rupture.
I hate it for him. He's overcome so much and is a really good player.
Man, that's a year and a half
That's
if you're
crazy.
a normal person.
Yeah, it's a shame, too. Yeah, the stat I was looking for, most points, 42, and yards, 537, ever against a Bill Belichick coach team. How's that? How's that opener?
Maybe I understand why Collinsworth was apologizing. This is not who they are.
Good work out of you, sir. Good work, Matthew, to those that listen to the program today. We appreciate it. Hey, be safe, everybody. Obviously, it goes without saying, be patient and try to help where you can. And hopefully we're back with you on Monday. If not, we look forward to getting back to you as soon as possible. Take care and try the best you can to certainly help the ones you love and those that you're around throughout this ordeal. All right, take care.